brand new website, and as I read
So
on,
someone texted you that website, or you just found it?
No, I just started Googling Peter Franklin and Gabby Cabby.
Because I recently searched, and the only one that was up was his old site, and it just had not been updated for months and months.
So that's the first thing I did was I went to his old website, Gabby.com, and that is now a website for
it's gone.
Some sort of furniture.
And I've also found that this site is not completely filled yet. Like if you click on certain links on this site, it's just been thrown up there. Anyway, it does explain that Peter Franklin, the Gabby Cabby, who was a regular since 1992, I believe, on my shows, has passed away. So pretty sad, and that's why we've been unable to get him, and it's pretty sad. Anyway, we'll talk about that coming up this morning. We have a chance for you to win pool chemicals for your hot tub or for your pool. All you have to do is message us through the app. So you have to if you don't have the app yet, download it this morning. Search in Google Play or in the App Store on your phone or computer, and download WIBX 950, the WIBX 950 app. And you can simply then message us. It's very easy on the app. You can listen. You can message. You can play it through your car. You can play it through your TV if you want. You message us just the word Tuckers, TUCKER''S, or Tucker, and you'll be qualified to win on Friday. We'll draw one lucky winner to walk away with $200 in chemicals for either your pool or your spa.
It's a beautiful prize.
It is a cool, I have to say, it's the only pool store I've ever been to where they have 2 pools inside the store.
In the building.
They have an in-ground pool, and they've actually taken an above-ground pool and put it mostly underground.
A lot of people are doing that.
And
kind
that's
of a neat idea.
Huge savings, by the way. And you would never know because you can build decking around it if you want. But a really clever way to save some money and to get that same effect of. And there's still a stairway you can put right in. So you're walking down you'll see it inside their showroom. I guess you could just go over there and say, I try out my car. I do the same thing with my pools. I guess you could just kind of jump right in if you brought your trunks.
Make sure you're not wearing those Sylvan Beach bathing suits, if you know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about there, sadly. Anyway, just message us Tucker or Tuckers, and you'll qualify to win. We'll give them away on Friday. Somebody will win from Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas and their new location. What else?
So Jan in Utica was our first entry.
Okay.
Conservative John in Boonville just messaging in Tucker. So
it's a great opportunity. There's no purchase necessary, of course, and bingo, get in on it. We'll speak with, it's the 150th anniversary of the Utica Fire Department.
Yes.
This weekend. A
big
huge
celebration.
Big celebration going on, and we'll speak with Chief Ingersoll on that. I have a crazy story about a person who had purchased a vehicle on Carvana.
That's that online service where they basically bring it to your house.
You pick out the car. They go all out when they do this. So, for instance, if you can trade in a vehicle. They'll send a flatbed with your new car. They'll put the plates on the car, right?
Yeah.
They transfer. They do everything that a dealership would do, but it comes on a flatbed, and they drop it, pick up the old car, take it away, and you're all set. So here's the story, and I want to talk to somebody on. So we'll have to get maybe Senator Griffo or Brian Miller or somebody that would be able to do something about this for this person, for this listener. They had their new vehicle They were trading in a vehicle. They had the vehicle, so the Carvana people plated it, got it registered and ready to go, delivered it on a flatbed. They came on the New York State Thruway. Listen to this. This is going to blow your mind. In the mail, this family received a late notice that if they didn't pay, what do you think it is, Davey? If they didn't pay, their license would be suspended.
They didn't pay the tolls.
They didn't pay the. And listen, the plate reader read the vehicle on the flatbed, and maybe it still read the flatbed. We don't know. But it read the vehicle on the flatbed and said they owe, I don't know, it's like $2.97 in tolls. Now, my guess is it probably read the flatbed and read the vehicle on the flatbed. How is that vehicle, how are you responsible for paying? So if the plates weren't on the vehicle, it never would have read it.
Right, correct. They would have no way of knowing who it was.
Is it a situation where both were charged? I mean, that is just ridiculous.
My theory on this is something that was brought up, and I think it was a concern of Assemblywoman Button Sean and maybe Brian Miller and Joe. The last time we had a Joe time at Daylight Donuts, when we spoke to the supervisor or the head of the Thruway Authority, is out of state. That Carvana truck is probably not a New York State license plate, and they probably likely have no jurisdiction over whatever state that truck was from. So they may be saying, well, I'm not going to get the toll from this guy.
Are we giving up tolls? I think everybody gets a letter in the mail.
I think
now,
what do you enforcement
do? The enforcement
is the issue.
Yeah, but if you're Carvana, you're a company doing business in New York, you're going to, and maybe they outsource it and or maybe it's a Carvana flatbed. I don't know. But either way, now listen, here's the thing.
But it is very likely it read both.
I spoke with them yesterday, and they paid the bill. I would never have paid that bill.
No, well, I know you wouldn't.
They did it out of fear that they would
be suspended,
have their license suspended, but I would have fought it. So I know it sounds petty.
No, it's not.
But I think they need their $2.97. And by the way, they didn't pay it online. They mailed it in, so that's 55 cents.
That's a stamp. Yeah.
So and I'll tell you something further that's getting me going here. I'm on a roll this morning. We have health insurance through Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever the company is, whatever version of that company that we have. And one of my children goes to a chiropractor, and it is so the insurance, they do not participate in insurance. So we pay the bill, and then we get reimbursed.
Yeah.
Well, somehow, and I don't know how, one of the reimbursements was a check for 14 cents. So
it was from the New York State Thruway.
So and so we had it's sitting in a little bin that we have, and it's checks that have not been cashed that have to be put in. And there was another insurance check in there, but there was this check for 14 cents. On Saturday morning, we received a letter in the mail, and I understand these are all computer generated, but how ridiculous it is. And you wonder why we pay is what we do in insurance. when our insurance company sent us a letter, which cost them what? Even if it was bulk mail, it still cost them 50 cents or more.
Yeah. Whatever
stamps are today. We received a letter in the mail, and it literally says, we notice you haven't cashed your check for 14 cents. Please, if you haven't received it, let us know. Otherwise, please cash the check.
That's like
the
uncle that's like, hey, I gave you that check for your birthday. Would you cash it?
They probably spent 5 times the amount on the check to inform us, because you know the paper costs, the ink has some expense to it, and then of course the postage to mail it to us to cash a 14-cent check. And we wonder why we're paying what we're paying for insurance.
I just imagine the person at the bank that you give the 14-cent check to.
Well, I did yesterday. I finally did it yesterday, but I did it with other checks. And you're right. I'm not going to make a special trip
I got my 14 cents.
To deposit 14 cents. That's likely to screw up my math. I'll mess it all up. It's unbelievable.
Just back to the throughway thing quick. I think the cashless tolling system and getting rid of all those people and the toll workers was a terrible, stupid decision, because I'm still getting notices in the mail, and sometimes
you
the
don't
orange
have,
envelope. I have Easy Pass.
And you have
sometimes
Easy
it just doesn't read it. And it's right under the rearview mirror, and it's, you don't notice it. You're like, oh, my Easy Pass took care of it. Then you get a $56 late charge notice with an orange threatening envelope that says you're in collections, or we're going to give you a notice of leak. I got to pay $56 because
I've had an Easy Pass since the beginning. I've never had that happen. So
a lot of it.
You must have a defective Easy Pass tag.
I don't know if it's
you also can.
It's very hard to register my new vehicle with the plate.
That's the other thing. If you don't register your vehicle and it looks like you've taken the Easy Pass to another car, you can be fined for that.
Well,
I had at one point all of these fines on my Easy Pass, and I just didn't pay. I'm not paying those fines. One was you went through too quickly through the toll booth.
You really got one of those?
I did.
Oh, that was a toll booth. That was when it was still
a toll booth.
Yeah.
Now
that's why you don't miss the booths.
Now I'm saying I do not know what a toll booth is. No English.
We don't have any damn toll
English
booths
here. No English.
Anyway, I miss the toll booths.
Anyway, I love it. I'm one of these probably few people. I love it. I'm not getting the problems you're getting. I'm not getting the problems these people got with the Carvana thing. You pay less with Easy Pass than you do at the toll booth. You pay less than you do if it's mailed to you.
If it reads,
and
Easy Pass.
I've never had a problem with it not reading, and I love just driving through and not having to stop.
My fiance got a similar notice, and it takes the picture of the vehicle, and you can see the Easy Pass tag in the picture.
Listen, on this Carvana thing, you can see the vehicle on a flatbed.
Well, you got to pay to have that.
I'm going to do a story on. I'm going to put the picture up. I'm going to put the picture up on our website today.
Got the notice?
I have it. You can see the picture of the car on the flatbed. So when they called, they said, well, you're going to have to, you can't just call us. You're going to have to gather proof and then submit a claim to have it, and they're like, screw it, we're just going to pay it. I wouldn't have done that.
I would have said, you gave me the proof when you took the photo of the car.
You're talking to the guy who just cashed a 14-cent check. Okay? I'm fighting this thing. So we'll talk to Senator Griffo about that. This G. Swiss has been someone who we've had on the radio for years, always coming in. He's got something new, and he's going to be this, he's going to be that, and we're like, yeah. Everybody says you're going to be something. All of a sudden now, I'm seeing him in commercials. I believe he's in like a Hannaford spot.
He's in a Hannaford commercial. He's got a series coming up.
Possible movie deals and TV deals coming up.
I think he had an appearance in that Mayor of Kingstown. I think Mike and Skyler was talking about that yesterday.
Eugene Thomas goes by the name G. Swiss. And we'll speak with him in studio coming up later on this morning. Also, top of the morning to you, to the North Country.
Or
Rome these days. Father Sean O'Brien will be in studio this morning. We're pretty excited about that. I believe we'll be getting Ryan Nobles. Where is he again
Fresh
now?
off his Taiwanese trip.
Yeah, he was in Taiwan. I think he might be back. So.
If he's not perpetually sleeping.
Anyway, all of that stuff going on today, and then we learned that National Grid is about to raise your rates by how much? 15%.
15% for electric and 20% for gas.
Wow. So that's a significant increase for the average homeowner. Who uses gas and electric. It'll probably cost you about $400 additional per year. So somewhere in the $30, $35 range, just estimating if you want me to do the exact number. Here we go. 400 divided by 12. You should be able to do that in your head.
$440 a year. for people?
So, $440. Well, I figured it at $400, and that's $33. That's $33 additionally on your bill each month. So, is there? So immediately, my wife is like, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're just going to lower our electric bill by 15%.
We're going to go off the
grid. We're going to lower our gas by 15% because there's probably places where we're wasting. You know, like I'll leave a light on and get in trouble for that. I do get in trouble for those things. So can you lower your usage to kind of offset that? Ultimately, you're going to be paying 15 to 20% more for your bill. And this would happen not this year, but next year as they're you know, and by the way, they basically go to the Public Service Commission and say, we need to raise the rates. We're here for permission. They always give them permission to do it. The rates always get raised.
Oh, of course.
So I can't imagine that they won't be. But, you know, and I don't know about you, but I think that they're saying it's inflation. It is the cost of this, the cost of that, and also infrastructure repairs. Do you know that they're putting in... Now, think about this for a moment. When you talk about infrastructure improvements or, you know, I want better cable service, so they're going to have to run new lines. Imagine for National Grid, they are installing all new meters in everybody's home.
Yeah, like the exterior or moving them at the very least.
So it's funny. We had a meter that was indoors in our basement when I lived down in the valley, and they had this little remote thing. So that meant they used to have to come into your home to check the meter. But then they got this little remote thing, and they were able to check outside.
Yeah, it's like a little box, like the water.
But our meter is on the outside, so they're changing it. So what will happen is it will automatically, and by the way, National Grid says this won't cost any employees a job. Yeah, but I'll bet you they won't be hiring people when they retire.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because you won't need those people to read it. Just think about it. You had someone driving by your home every other month or every 3 months, and they were taking and then the months they didn't drive by your home, they were estimating, if you recall, if you know that. Nonetheless, they're creating this so it will automatically send it to them wirelessly, and they'll never have to drive by your home again. So we had received the notice that they're going to be, that's what I think we're paying for. That's why your rates are going up 15 to 20%. So we had the notice that it was coming to our house, and they put out the flags, and they spray painted our grass, spray painted on the road. This must be where they're going to dig. And it's been over a month now. I don't know when they're coming. So I keep mowing around their little flags. Sooner or later, I'm going to be like, okay, you snooze, you lose. I'm pulling the flags.
Pulling them.
I'm assuming there's some fine if you pull the flags. I want to talk about any of this. There's a lot going on. Is it Roger has a story? Let me take Roger's story before we break. And then you want to pipe in 315-736-0186. Remember that app. If you download the app, you can, this morning, tomorrow, even as late as early Friday morning, you can just send us a message, and you could win $200 in chemicals if you have a pool or a spa. You might win them for free. Download the app, Google Play, or in the App Store. Roger.
These submissions are rolling in.
Roger, good morning. I guess when I hit that button, that's the wrong button. Hey, Roger, we've got you here. What's your story?
Well, you guys are. Can I add to the gripe list today?
Can you tell?
Away.
Can you tell? I woke up on the gripe side of the bed. Go ahead.
Did you hear me?
I gotcha.
All right. Here's my gripe today. I don't have dental coverage, but I had to have some serious medical attention, and it required me to get a dental clearance. So when everything was finished, I sent in my dental bill with my major medical, and they wouldn't pay it. So I called Medicare, and I said, why didn't you pay the dental? Because it's required as a major medical. And they said, because you didn't go to a dentist that didn't take Medicare. I said, well, I went to my family dentist, which I've had for 30-plus years.
Yeah.
That's the normal thing to do. So then they said, well, you can appeal it, but if you don't go to a dentist that takes Medicare, we don't pay it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, wait a minute. Isn't the Medicare a national insurance program? I'm a citizen. I pay taxes. Why won't you compensate me? Because it's part of major medical. And they wouldn't do it.
There are places, doctors and I'm assuming dentists as well. We had a dentist once that accepted no insurance. And they did payment plans. Our current dentist accepts our insurance, and I'm assuming Medicare. But there are those who do not participate, and I think they have the right to. They have the right to do it, Roger.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
I should have the right as an American citizen when it's required. It
Right.
was not. It was not. It was required for the surgery,
Yeah.
and that should go under major medical, and they wouldn't pay it.
Yeah, I'm.
As a taxpayer.
I got to tell you, we're dealing with the same crap because I have kids in college who are out of town, who are still on our insurance, and they'll go somewhere, and all of a sudden, they're like, "I'm sorry, we're not a part of that plan. We won't accept it."
But they'll take the
But
appointment.
I have to. They'll take the appointment,
Of course.
and you know, you're
Yeah,
dealing
you
with
pay
somebody
your full shot.
who's sick, right, Roger? I mean, you've
Yeah,
got to get
exactly.
this done.
It
So
was required.
Yeah.
The doctors required it. It
Yeah.
wasn't voluntary.
all
So
right.
anyway, that's
All
my
right.
pet peeve.
Well, Roger, I
Have a
like
good day.
I like what I've started today. It's the gripe day.
Gripe of
Wednesday,
the day.
Yeah, it is a great day.
Wednesday
I love
gripe
it.
day. All right, thank you, man.
Well, have a great day on your gripe
Have
day.
a great gripe day. Here's Jason. Hi, Jason, on National Grid. Good morning.
Hi, I'm calling because, like, when you guys were talking about moving your meters outside, recently National Grid just did, like, all of south side of Rome.
Okay.
And they left, like, the yards all trash still. They never fixed the topsoil. They ruined my fence. And when they did their drill through the house to move the meter outside,
Yeah.
they left my siding absolutely trashed.
I
which
can't
I didn't
believe
find out,
that.
of course. I couldn't find out, of course, until the first snow melted, and I went to go mow my lawn because it was in a little cubby in my
Right.
of my house and my property. I had no idea until I mowed my lawn, and then all of a sudden I look and I see my siding underground, all kinds of crap messed up over there, and I was like, "Holy smokes!"
Yeah.
What?
I called
Yeah.
National Grid; they wouldn't do nothing. They're like, "Oh, you have to call this
Yeah.
line," and it goes to a voicemail, no call back. I call the city of Rome to try to get help from them, no answer, no call back from them either. But how do you get your house fixed?
Yeah,
You know?
that's terrible.
They give you the old
And,
runaround to avoid the
You
responsibility.
know, here I am complaining they painted my grass, and I got
yeah,
three
wait.
yellow
Wait.
flags.
They
and
ripped his siding
That's
off.
terrible. But imagine though,
Just into your house.
Jason, imagine if you didn't pay your bill for a couple of months, you'd be sitting there in the dark.
Oh, you'd be, yeah.
Oh, what do you mean? In a couple of months? You mean 30 days
Yeah.
before they send me my angry letter?
Right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All right, Jason, interesting stuff. Let us know what happens. I would be, because everybody's going to be going through this. They're doing everybody's property over the course of the next
yeah.
couple of years. So, all
They
right.
did like 20, 30 houses over the winter.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. I wonder when they're going to get to my place. The flags are up. They're ready. All right, Jason. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Have a great day. And then I have Jay in Vernon. Hi, Jay.
Morning, Bill.
Good morning.
A question there with the Medicare.
Yeah.
I retired 5-6 years ago, and when you turn 65, you get Medicare Part A. That's free. But then I noticed that my bill, they were charging me $200 and some for Medicare Part B. They automatically enroll me. Well, I went to my doctors, and they said, "Well, give me your insurance cards." But my wife is still working, and I'm fortunate enough to be under her policy plan.
Okay.
So they always take the primary one, which is hers. So the Part B that I was paying for, I'm never going to use until we're both retired, and then we have to go on to Part B. But I had to write a letter, and they did reimburse me for a couple of months, but I didn't catch it for about 6 months. I lost about $1,200.
Wow.
I don't know if you were aware of that, but
Yeah, that's. I mean, these things are. If you don't catch this stuff, it can mount up.
Well, I know that Part A that's hospitalization.
Yeah.
That's free for everybody at once the hit the 65 plateau. But then I got my I'm looking at my new my card in the mail. It says Part B, and I look in on the it was like $200 and some. So I went to my doctor, and she says, "Why do you got Part B? We're gonna bill your primary insurance company, which my wife has, Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield. So I submit the claim to her insurance. So I would never ever use that Part B because of the simple fact that I'm insured through through my spouse.
Right.
That's our primary. So it was kind of I'm glad I caught it. It brought to my attention. I would have kept paying $200 a month for God knows. Once my wife retires, then we got to go on a Part B, and then you got you can pick all these different plans you can get. They come in, they throw you some free sneakers or a free gym or some shampoo or something. Well, it's just I don't know if people are aware of that, but it's just something to watch. But I did write a letter. They did. I said, "Can I go back? Since I've been on it." That was like over a year or two. Would have been a pretty good chunk of change. But they did.
Yeah, would have. Yeah, would have. If you didn't catch it. Wow.
All right.
Good story, Jay. Thank you.
Hey, what do you think about Saratoga next week? They're having a little Belmont, a little horse meet for 3 or 4 days.
I got to tell you, it's going to be awesome.
It'd be exciting.
Yeah, that's really going to be cool.
We tried to get some tickets for the Belmont, but unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that is going to be a hard ticket to get.
Yeah. Well, I hope we get some sunshine here pretty soon. I'm sick of the rain, Bill.
We got about a week of sunshine coming, according to Mike Johnson. We'll see. All right, good stuff, Jay.
Okay,
thank you.
Bill.
All right, one more quickly, Mike. I've got about 1 minute. Hi, Mike. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
So following that streak. So it looks like Volpe went past Jeter last night.
That's right, 20.
20 games. Now,
Listen,
it's interesting as I was trying. What's up?
The Mets are like losing 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. Every game is close, but they're falling further and further behind. This team is in such a funk right now. I don't want to talk about the Yankees. I'm just miserable about the Mets. And you hear you're complaining, our middle relief, our relievers, it's terrible. We almost lost that game. It's like, shut up. I don't want to hear any more of it. You could be a Mets fan, for God's sakes.
I know.
The funny thing is, I was looking at the streak itself. It's funny because you see a lot of people have had 30. But you realize that looking at all the people, no Yankee has even been past 29 since that streak. As I was looking at all the people, but here's the interesting thing. The song when Joe DiMaggio. They had a song in 1941.
Yes.
Joe DiMaggio.
Yes.
You ever hear that song?
I have. Yeah.
There's an error in that song, and I looked at it. I don't know if you realize that.
What's the error?
In the song, because the error in the song it says he tied the mark at 44. July the 1st, and then hit a good 12 more, Joe DiMaggio. He actually tied the mark at 45 because Willie Keeler hit 45 games.
My Uncle Wee Willie. Yeah.
But
you know what? That just doesn't rhyme properly. 45 versus 44.
That's exactly why. Because if you look at it, if you do it the right, it doesn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense.
45, and you could have hit 12, and that's but you look online, you can look for things. You don't see anyone talk about the error anywhere.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, as a Mets fan, I'm just going to hang up on you now, Mike. That's it. All right, you have a great day, Mike. Thank you. All right.
You too. Yep.
Right.
Take care.
I have unleashed a whole bunch of anger. I got tons of comments with people going through the same stuff. And by the way, UFC fan 2917, thank you on the comments on Peter Franklin's story. There's a story about it with a link to some audio up on our website at WIBX950.com. Coming up, Dr. Sheridan Mish. And he's in studio, right? Is he coming in?
Yes, he's in the green room.
All right, we're going to bring him in, and he has a really cool story to talk about. And it doesn't involve Medicare or complaining about any of this, as I am in that mood today. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Quick break, we'll come right back.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Friday night at the Stanley Theater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys, riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com or thestanley.org. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF-certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their roofs for troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, how are you, man? Good to see you. Love it. Coming in studio here, I gotta set this up so you can see a picture of him as he's making his way down. It's moose time. So
My hair was looking all
Dr.
nice.
Sheridan Mish is making his way in here this morning, and get the right mic up for you. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Bill. I'm doing great.
Which one is? Let's see, Andrew. No, none of this is set up for me here. That's why. All right, try it now. Gotcha.
Hello,
now.
Bill.
Good
Test,
morning.
test.
Good morning.
You got me?
Good morning, Dr. Sheridan Mish. Good to see you.
Good morning, Bill.
You look so different.
He brought two hats for a reason. Two moose hats for a very appropriate reason.
Okay, so you have a moose story to talk about here.
Yeah, I've got a couple of moose stories.
Yeah, wow.
Recently, it's just
Is it often you see a moose in the North Country?
it is very rare to
It
see
is rare,
moose.
yeah.
It is
And you've just recently seen two.
in the
And
past
in
month.
dramatic fashion, not just he was driving by and saw one in a field. I mean, there's video of both instances on our website. You can check it out right now, WIBX950.com, and see the footage provided by Dr. Mish. It's truly incredible.
Do you have how did you get the footage, by the way?
Quick hands with my cell phone.
Quick fat.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He's a chiropractor. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, people know me. I'm not shy with a camera, so I'm quick to act. So I'm not on my phone, but at that instant, I can just get it going quick.
So explain what happened.
Yeah, so
Time number one
was, and we've been living in the Adirondacks for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And people have been living there the whole lives and haven't seen a moose. So we were driving between Long Lake and Tupper Lake, actually near where they put the new Buck Mountain Fire Tower in on the Whitney property. And I'm going along, and all of a sudden Irene says, "Is that a moose?" And I look up, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And it was well ahead of us.
They're enormous.
Yeah, and it was just right at the crest of a ridge, and so grab the phone, just majestic to watch it just go and power up. The
that
hill.
was a little slower moving one, that first one.
Yeah, that was just walking along.
Back on May 6th, by the way.
And that was a male moose.
Okay.
And it doesn't have the rack.
I won't ask how you can tell.
Well, you can see the nub there.
Okay.
As
on the head.
Yeah, where the rack is going to grow.
So it was a younger, or no, that they fall off in the wintertime?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
didn't
just
know
like
that.
deer. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
didn't know that.
They shed just like deer. And so we were going, and I got the good video of it. The thing that was really amazing with that, and I'll tell you, I've seen two moose prior to that. It was years ago in Vermont, between Bennington and somewhere. Anyway, but
not here.
Yeah, but not in New York.
Yeah.
And so watching this massive beast go up this hill, and you can see it on the video, it just disappears. I mean, it goes right through the pine trees, and to see how it just goes through whatever.
Powers
you look,
through.
power. So you look and see the space that you wouldn't think that it would go through. I wouldn't walk through that spot, but they just go
Right through it.
and disappear. And
Was
that's
it moving pretty quickly?
that one was just
That
was
one was-
walking. Yeah, just a
okay.
nice slow walk.
So that's
taking its
sighting
time.
number one.
That was on May 6th.
And then number two.
And then number two, and that was last Thursday. I'm coming back between from Lake Pleasant.
You are the moose whisperer.
I know. and
it's true.
And maybe it's these hats. And I'll tell you that I do love moose. So much so that with our Life Power Chiropractic Long Lake location, which is right on Route 30, 28N in Long Lake, our sign we had custom made and painted by a local artist in Long Lake, and it has a moose on there.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
we incorporated the moose into our office sign.
And that was before this.
Oh, yeah. That was what we had done a couple years ago.
So you see another one.
Yeah, so I'm coming back in between Speculator and Indian Lake, and I'm telling you, Bill, I saw my vehicle's light flash before my eyes. And I'm in an SUV. This thing comes out at a 45-degree angle from the woods. And you know, when you're driving on the highways and the state routes in the Adirondacks, there's not a lot of woods. It's not like you're on the thruway where you've got 100, 200.
Two-lane highway, it's you in the woods.
Yeah. And so it comes flying out. I'm going highway speed. I'm going to say 55.
Yeah.
And
smart.
And I slam on the brakes because I'm thinking it's going to hit me. And I will tell you, moose must be smarter than deer because deer, they just crash right into you. This cut at a 45-degree angle now, and now it's parallel to the road. And so I'm not going to get right up next to it because I don't know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my distance, but it is going just at a full speed. It's flying. And then it cuts in front of me going down the road. And I make sure that I've got a safe distance because, again, not knowing what it's going to do, I certainly don't want to hit it, and I don't want to
it could come back and nail you.
Injure a wild animal either. And then it just cuts across and disappears.
Boom. You've seen 2 moose in less than 2 months. In a month, really?
1 month.
It was 17 days apart. Quite amazing. And like I said, I love the moose. Got it on our sign. I love the moose. I mean, listen, our daughter plays for Utica University women's hockey. Our daughter Autumn Mish. That's right.
I want you to stand by. I'm going to break quickly, and we're going to come back, and then we'll finish up with you. But that's a really
we have the hard break.
Cool story. Stand by. News is next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIDX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIDX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
The jury will start to deliberate today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. At the Trump trial, following instructions from the judge this morning, the day after closing arguments focused on ex-Trump lawyer Michael Cohen paying Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged Trump affair before the 2016 election.
And man, did the jurors hear an earful about Cohen from Trump attorney Todd Blanche yesterday. He called him a gloat, the greatest liar of all time, an admitted perjurer who cannot be believed. But prosecutor Joshua Steinglass said there is a mountain of evidence against Trump that corroborates Cohen. Trump, he said, tried to, quote, hoodwink the American voter by engaging in a conspiracy and a cover-up. The goal was, quote, to unlawfully influence the 2016 election.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court in New York. The former president denies the charge of falsifying records, reimbursing Cohen. His daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, Republican National Committee co-chair, tells Fox
they didn't prove anything directly related to Donald Trump.
Days after that Trump rally in New York City, reaching out to minority voters.
President Biden and Vice President Harris are headed back to Philadelphia today. We've heard that before. Biden has visited Pennsylvania more than any other state as president outside his home state of Delaware. Biden will be unveiling a new coalition to court black voters where he's been losing support. Donald Trump has seen his share of the black vote rise to over 20% this year. Biden has lost 17% going back to the past 4 years.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson, a Republican congressman, survived a GOP challenge in Texas. Tony Gonzalez narrowly won a primary runoff against Brandon Herrera, who'd been backed by some House conservatives. Texas got hit with some more severe storms with hurricane-force winds.
This, unfortunately, will be a multi-day power outage situation.
Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins, there are nearly 500,000 outages now from there down to Houston. A teenager was killed when 2 houses under construction collapsed. In addition to the death and destruction, weekend tornadoes caused Texas to Kentucky. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-887-1010. That's 800-887-1010.
Fighting rages in Rafah, considered to be Hamas's last stronghold in Gaza. Israel's military says 3 soldiers were killed in a booby trap explosion after a series of airstrikes targeting Hamas in recent days killed more than 80 Palestinians. Many of them were civilians who died after a tent camp caught fire Sunday, which Israel says might have been caused by Hamas weapons exploding after an airstrike.
Calling the loss of life in Rafah heartbreaking and horrific, White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby says early information points to a secondary explosion after a successful airstrike on 2 Hamas leaders.
The Israelis have said this was a tragic mistake. They're going to investigate that. We're going to let them do that.
Kirby says the U.S. also continues to oppose a major ground operation in Rafah that would put civilians at greater risk.
We have not seen them do that at this point, but we're watching it very closely.
Asked if this airstrike could result in any changes in U.S. policy, Kirby said no. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Spain's prime minister met today with the Palestinian prime minister in Madrid after Spain and Ireland and Norway recognized the Palestinian state. On Wall Street, more selling is brewing for the Dow. Futures down big the morning after a 216-point Dow drop, but the NASDAQ rose again, closing at a new record high yesterday. In the NBA, the finals aren't set yet. The battle for the Western Conference title continues.
Minnesota stayed alive in Game 4, beating Dallas 105-100 to force a Game 5 in Minneapolis. Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards had 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists on the night. The win comes one day after the Celtics swept the Pacers to win the Eastern Conference and head back to the finals for the second time in 3 seasons. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is not until June 6th, which means the NBA was staring at over a week without games until the start of the finals. I'm Joe Morgan, Fox News.
In hockey, Florida beat the New York Rangers in overtime to tie that series. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time 7:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. We have cloudy skies, 56 degrees. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. The chair of the Herkimer County Legislature has pleaded not guilty during his arraignment. Robert Hullum appeared in court Friday at the Ilion Village Court and pleaded not guilty to 7th-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance and for having an open container of alcohol in a vehicle. He's due back in court on June 25th for a 10 a.m. continuation of his arraignment process. A Sangerfield man who was out on parole was arrested on a domestic incident. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office said 31-year-old Brandon Ward was arrested Saturday by road patrol deputies for a domestic incident that happened the day prior. Ward faces multiple charges, including felony first-degree criminal contempt. He also faces several menacing and stalking charges, as well as reckless endangerment and criminal mischief. Ward was out on parole since February and was fitted with a GPS monitoring system. His GPS parole program was extended, and he was held at the Oneida County Jail pending arraignment. Officials are looking for at least 2 peafowl after an escape from the Bronx Zoo. At least 3 of the birds have returned to the zoo, but there are still 2 on the loose. The peafowl, a mix of peacocks and peahens, decided to take a stroll and left the grounds of the Bronx Zoo on Monday. The zoo released a statement saying the peafowl at the zoo are free roaming and occasionally stray from the park and typically return on their own. A similar escape happened last year when a peacock named Raoul wandered outside of the zoo before returning. But maybe Dr. Mish can help wrangle in the peafowl. He's pretty good at finding the moose. National Grid customers may soon be paying more money for their electricity and natural gas service. The company is asking the Public Service Commission to approve a 15% rate hike for electricity and a 20% spike for gas. That'd add an average of $440 a year to the typical household that uses both electric and gas. The new rates may be in effect as soon as next year, and National Grid says funds would go towards infrastructure investments and improving system reliability. And Flacco the Owl's remains are going to be donated to science. His wings and tissue samples were sent to the American Museum of Natural History and will become part of its scientific collection and will not be on display. The beloved bird, who captured the hearts of many New Yorkers, was cut loose from his cage at the Central Park Zoo in early 2023. He died after flying into a building on the Upper West Side on February 23rd. It is 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by IBEW Utica 43 local contractors.
Here's the latest from the WIBS Weather Center today. Mostly cloudy and dry, high 70. Tonight, a few clouds, low 46. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high near 70. And Friday, mostly sunny, 72. And a relatively dry stretch of weather is on the way for the next week. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson from the WIBS Weather Center on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, it is 64 degrees, or 56 degrees under mostly clear skies at 7:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW Unica 43 local contractors. The Panthers even the Eastern Conference Finals at 2 apiece after topping the Rangers 3-2 in overtime of Game 4 at American Bank Arena. The best-of-7 series shifts back to Madison Square Garden for Game 5 tomorrow night, and I believe all of the games but one have gone into overtime. It's not surprising if this series goes to 7 games. The Mets were swept by the Dodgers in their doubleheader after falling 5-2 in 10 innings in Game 1 and dropping the second game 3-0 at Citi Field. New York is now 4th in the NL East at 22-32. They'll close out a 3-game series this afternoon in Queens. The Yankees were unable to secure a victory in their series opener against the last-place Angels after falling 4-3 in Anaheim. Luke Weaver was charged with the loss after allowing a pair of unearned runs on one hit over an inning and 2/3 of relief. Juan Soto led the way at the plate after going 2 for 5 with a solo home run and 2 RBIs. Anthony Volpe extended his hitting streak to 20. New York now leads the AL East at 37-19. They'll continue that 3-game set tonight at Angel Stadium. Ooh, those West Coast games hurt, don't they, Smitty? And finally, the Western Conference Finals will not end in a sweep. The Minnesota Timberwolves avoided elimination with a 105-100 win over the Dallas Mavericks in Game 4 at the American Airlines Center. Anthony Edwards led the charge with 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists to help the Wolves notch their first win of the series. Dallas leads the series 3-1 heading into Game 5 on Thursday in Minneapolis. WIBX 950 News Time, 7:10.
In studio is Dr. Sheridan Mish. He is a local chiropractor and
a regional. He's got how many locations now? 4?
4.
And sad Mets fan. If we can, I'm still hopeful. I mean, but we're losing ground.
Mm-hmm.
And every game it seems to be close. Like I'm looking yesterday, in the first game yesterday, we were up, and all of a sudden, boom, they tie it. Then they're up. And it's getting frustrating. And now the bats aren't working.
Yeah, the Mets, I think in this month of May, they've lost 10 games by 2 runs, 1 or 2 runs. I mean, they're close. And the disheartening thing is that they're up frequently and then lose it, and then so it's right there, just slipping through their fingers.
It's disappointing. June is going to be a very important month, and then they're just going to start trading, and who knows who goes.
There's a lot of time. I mean, that is the thing, though, is that when you look and see that they are 4.5 games out of that third wild card. I mean, half the teams in the majors make it to the playoffs. So
I know.
You can never count them out.
Exactly.
Well, and this is a team with a lot of talent. That's the thing. If they can just click, I believe it was Ron Darling that was saying over the weekend and saying, listen, this is, and they ended up winning that game, coming back and winning with a walk-off. I think Darling was like, listen, this team is good enough where it could get on a run and, just go like 20-2, and that changes everything.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why that can't happen. But it ain't happening right now.
There was there was a picture
ugly.
of the three broadcasters in the booth, and I think the meme was something like one of the worst jobs in Major League Baseball announcing right now. And it's got the three guys just looking so disappointed.
What I love is I'm just going to take a picture of Andrew right now, and I think it's apropos to take a picture of him gloating with the moose hat on. I think that, and then I'm going to show him and Davey the picture in October because in this game you just never know.
No, and for us it's going to be the pitching.
Yeah.
I mean, the relief is just.
Yeah, and meanwhile, every day I got to sit in here and listen to these guys. We almost lost the game. I mean, it was just terrible. This pitching is awful. And meanwhile, Houston scores 7 runs in the 9th inning and we lose the game. Whatever. So it's frustrating. All right, we're back to the moose.
Yeah.
So Dr. Sheridan Mish has seen 2 moose
in 17 days.
Am I saying that plurally, properly? Moose.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's not like as in
Meese. There's no Meese.
2 Edward Mises. 2 Edward Mises. This is just moose, as in.
Yeah, anybody tuning in right now, they're thinking they're watching the Keeler and Bullwinkle show.
It is, and I left the shot on you during the news, so they must have really loved it on YouTube. Okay, Sheridan Mish is a doctor, despite the hat he's wearing. You bought these as fans of the Utica Pioneers.
That's correct. Yeah.
Your daughter plays for the women's team currently, right?
That's correct. Autumn is going into her junior year, and they had a great season.
What a
last
year to be playing if you're on the ladies team, because now they have Nexus and it's their own place, and people are showing up to women's games. Finally, they're getting the respect that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened in Utica during that women's Olympic event was just, that USA-Canada game was just one of the most exciting games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. The fact that the Adirondack Bank Center, the Utica Odd, had set 2 attendance records during that IIHF tournament.
Incredible.
Was just incredible.
So, all right, if you go to our website and look at, I guess you got to go to more articles, and you keep looking down, you'll find the story on the moose, 2 moose.
You can find it on our Facebook page too.
That Dr. Mish has come across, both while you were driving, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Imagine had you hit one of these. They are so tall. But you hit with you take out the legs, and the body of the animal just comes right through the windshield.
Yeah, it's common that people that do hit moose, it ends up being a fatality.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, you look at what happens when you hit a deer; it totals the vehicle. The moose is just.
So you'd say they're bigger than a horse almost. They have
a moose. Oh
yeah, they are.
Well,
I'm not sure the exact specifications, but they're definitely.
You get one of those
tall.
Clydesdales. I mean, other than that, a moose is probably as big or towering over a horse. Your average horse.
Yeah, and anybody that watches that video, you'll see it. It looks as though it's a horse running, galloping full speed. I mean, it's a
crazy,
huge animal.
And the videos are up on our website. You can check it out. And what I find interesting is how quickly. So I had to look it up. And by the way, this isn't absolutely correct because they leave out the deer. So a deer runs between 35 and. Technically, the reindeer runs between 35 and
the sleigh, of course,
and 50 miles an hour. Lightning fast when they're carrying the sleigh, pulling the sleigh. But here you go with the fastest animals in the world. The cheetah. Imagine a cheetah. You think you're going to get away from a cheetah if it's chasing you? A cheetah can run 65 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. You're not going to outrun a cheetah. A pronghorn can run 62 miles an hour. The gazelle, 50 miles an hour. Also, the deer can run between 35 and 50 miles an hour. The quarter horse 44 miles per hour, top speed. The ostrich is in at number 5, and it runs 43.5 miles per hour. One of my favorites, we owned one. It was a racing dog, rescue dog, a greyhound, 37.9 miles an hour. And then comes the moose. The moose is the 7th fastest animal in the world.
Wow.
According to this website, which is probably incorrect. But
I've heard it's one of the fastest.
But that's a pretty good estimate.
I can tell you, when it came out of the woods full speed, that scared me.
How majestic.
You seem very calm, because in the video you can hear Dr. Mish kind of narrating it very well, and you seem very calm for somebody that just had a moose run out in front of their vehicle. Yeah,
well, I can tell you the video that is seen out there is actually edited. I took out an F word. I did edit that, so I was not so calm when it first came flying out of there. And then there's a longer video that, as I continued on, I actually pulled over because I had so much adrenaline going through me that I just needed to calm down before I continued on my journey. So yeah, that was, and to that extent, talking about how when I've jumped into freezing water, and when you're able to train yourself as well to help deal with stressful situations in life, it just helps you to have that level.
Right, you're able
calm,
to stay calm enough to not
calm enough to compose to grab the phone and record it, because I wanted to capture it.
This thing was actually at one point basically running along with you, and then across the road you had to slow down, and then watching it. The video on Facebook is really cool.
Yeah.
And then this video on our site, they're both embedded in there into the story. So you can
and I did have my Easy Pass on my vehicle, just to be clear, to circle back to what you guys are talking about. And I can tell you that I've had the fines with the Easy Pass.
I have too.
And what we've found out was that the battery that's in there runs out after about 7 years. And so we're trying to find out. Irene, actually, my wife Irene, called the service center and asked, like, what's going on? Why do we keep getting fined? And the guy says, well, what's the number on it? And then he says, oh, that thing's like 7 years old.
Yeah,
I just need to get a new tag.
Yeah, you might need a new tag. Just contact them, and that might help reduce the fines and the notifications. Since we did that, we've been in the clear.
I've not had a problem. So if it's
Mr.
working,
Fancy
I'm just saying.
Battery over
I'm just
here.
saying, if it's working, it's working. You might need a new one. You may have something defective, or the battery's running bad. So who knows? Love the moose hats. Pretty cool.
Thank you.
Dr. Sheridan Mish,
I'll see you later.
Fellow Mets fan. Thank you.
All right. My pleasure. Thanks.
And we'll break. We'll come back here. A bunch to get to, including Hobeika's free money question of the day. G. Swiss is in this morning. He is hitting it big. He's been talking about hitting it big for years, to the point where we're all like, yeah. Well, now look at him. Really, really impressive. And Father Sean O'Brien.
Dr.
Be
Father
awful
Sean.
if he was Dr. Father Sean. Dr. Sean. Father Sean. Father Sean O'Brien coming up this morning as well.
A clean, healthy home is more important than ever. We all want to live in a safe environment, free from allergens and harmful bacteria. And at ABC ChemDry, that's what we provide our customers every day. Our green certified cleaning solution, The Natural, uses hot carbonation to safely remove up to 98% of allergens from carpet and upholstery. With our patented cleaning process, we can also remove more than 98% of bacteria from tile, stone, grout, and granite countertops. And if you have pets, our pet urine removal treatment called PERT can eliminate more than 99% of pet urine odors and bacteria. We guarantee we'll get the stains out too. And an ABC ChemDry cleaning can even reduce airborne bacteria in your home by up to 89%. Now that's clean. Protect your family. Trust ABC ChemDry, your healthy home authority. Call us at 315-738-1111 or visit abcchemcleaners.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-2013. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-2013. That's 800-444-2013. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around. Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it.
That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
Join us for the 37th Epicurean Delight, Sunday, June 9th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Harts Hill Inn to benefit hospice and palliative care. The event will showcase 24 of your favorite restaurants, bakeries, and caterers. The event includes a live and online auction. Epicurean Delight, Sunday, June 9th at Harts Hill Inn. Tickets online at hospicecareinc.org. Epicurean Delight, brought to you by Gilroy, Kernan, and Gilroy. Harts Hill Inn, Nuns Home Medical Equipment, PJ Green, UFCW, WKTV News Channel 2, and Town Square Media.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, portions of the program brought to you by River Hills Properties. Bill and Robin Monjo. I was with them just yesterday talking about Sold in upstate New York. It's a brand new TV show involving local real estate. And not only are they showing you homes that are for sale, but if you're anything like my wife, you love looking inside people's homes. I don't know why it is. You love looking inside people's homes that have sold, right? That have sold.
There is a benefit to that, especially if it's in the proximity of your home.
Yeah, well, there is a benefit there because you have the comparables.
Yeah, you get a sense of kind of what you think you could sell your home for. But to really know, you have to call one of us.
Yeah. Anyway, it's River Hills Properties. Check out their new program called Sold in upstate New York. It's Sundays on Fox at 8 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. It might be 11 p.m. I'm seeing it's airing. I don't know why on Sundays, but that's happened. Also, Saturday, a bonus run at 2 p.m. on WPNY. channel 12 if you get that on your cable system. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. In studio right now is Utica Fire Department Chief Scott Ingersoll. Chief, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Andrew, if you can move that middle mic there for me, because that's that kind of becomes the blockade.
Is that better?
Good morning. It is, and you're coming up on your 150th, I guess, which is here really, the 150th anniversary, and the celebration though is this weekend.
It is, yeah. So we are celebrating the organization of the paid fire department for the city of Utica. It started June 1st in 1874, and it's now the 150th anniversary.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Nice to get paid.
Yeah, sure.
But a city this size, I mean, you still have many communities around here that have volunteer fire companies. It's very difficult. They struggle to keep people to regulations and everything else. But a city this size, you need a properly paid fire company.
Yeah, properly staffed.
Yeah.
You know, the career fire service. Yeah, it's as the city grew. You know, obviously, business owners back in the 1800s. You know, because fire was so impactful to their businesses. Right, we had a lot of factories. We had a lot of workers, a lot of houses in close proximity. Fire was a huge problem in the 1800s, and there was multiple volunteer fire departments within the city. They weren't organized to work together. They kind of worked at some points. They worked against each other during that time. So a lot of the business owners in the late 1800s, 1860s, they banded together. They decided that fire was such a huge problem that they had to organize the fire department.
I'd have to imagine back then, you know, the art or the science behind fighting fires was pretty interesting. I mean, what do they pull something from Nail Creek and load it up into what? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
so you know, they had cisterns located throughout downtown, which is where they would just pump water to, and then they'd bring hoses over. A lot of the stuff was hand drawn at the time, so the companies would get together. The men would pull the hand pumper to one of the cisterns or maybe the Erie Canal, and Nail Creek, a lot of starch factory, you know, there's a lot of open creeks at the time, and they would draw water from them. They'd still have bucket brigades, and they would try to fight a fire.
That's the thing. I'm not sure we all know the number of creeks that have been covered in Utica.
Yeah, you know, and they come back to remind us that they're still there.
They do.
On occasion when we have large amounts of rainfall.
We've had a few of those floods. Andrew, do you have the free money Hoboken's free money question of the day timer out?
I do.
I'm gonna see if the chief can play.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm always
ready.
ready.
Are you ready, Chief?
I am not.
All right. You're gonna do well. You're gonna do well. All right. You have 7 seconds. Get it in before the buzzer. Name North America's first paid fire company. Ready, go.
Is it Philadelphia?
You pick again.
Boston?
Boston. He's got it. Bingo. Well, it was. You. Hello. Congratulations.
You've
won. Really nothing, unfortunately.
You've won a nice celebration this weekend.
All right.
Good you could play the contest because you immediately went to Philadelphia, one of the colonial,
one of the oldest,
and then Boston was Had you said New Amsterdam, I would have said, what? What are you talking about?
Well, see, the chief works well under pressure.
He does. He did very, very well.
But to the point about
it was a fire, and believe it or not, the first paid fire company in America was Boston in 1679. That was so. It took us a while in Utica to get this done.
Yes,
but I imagine that was the debate over the years. Just think about what it was like back then to make that decision. We're going to pay a full-time fire company. It was really a new concept.
Sure, and especially up here, right? You know, as the city grew,
you
know, because we were a very small footprint of a city,
right,
for a long time, and there was parts of Cornhill that were not developed. You know, the city as we know it, it was really condensed between Mohawk Street and maybe where the arterial is now.
Okay, all right.
Between the Erie Canal, even North Utica. North Utica didn't really start getting developed until the 40s and 50s, and it wasn't until the late 40s that they actually put a fire station in North Utica.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah.
I never thought about if you really want to know the land, the lay of the land, you talk to the fire chief, because you really have to know the entire city inside and out.
Yeah, I spend some time driving around, and it's important to see what's going on. There's a lot of things that go on in the city that you're not aware of.
Yeah,
right.
I bet.
So you stumble across things.
Oh yeah. Well, the interesting thing too, and I just
like what? Sorry. Sorry, Andrew. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all right. Please.
Yeah, no. We stumble across just simple construction projects, right?
Right.
That maybe we weren't cued in on. And so there's some large renovations, and whether they're permitted or not permitted. I'm always looking for building permits, and
there's a reason for that.
Yeah, there really is.
When you see a deck, a whole bunch of people on a deck, and the deck collapses and people die, the deck will. That's because they probably didn't follow codes.
Yeah. That becomes a big problem. Where we had an issue. We had issues some years ago that people were deciding to rewire their houses with speaker wire.
Oh boy,
which doesn't work out very well.
Does not work out well.
It's
that almost will certainly have the fire department at the house.
Will certainly involve the fire department at some point. It may work for a couple of days, but it's not going to work for a long time. So we find these things, and we like to try to address them.
Think about the old. How many houses today probably still have knob and tube wiring?
Knob and tube tied into fuse panels.
Tied into a fuse panel.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're always finding surprises.
Yeah,
like that.
And that can be very. They say my father was an electrician on the side, and always said that it is one of the safest. That knob and tube is one of the safest systems when it comes to older wiring, but as the years and years go on, the wires become so brittle.
Yep. And that's what we see a lot of.
Yeah. And then you're tying it into your panel, and you're probably putting too much juice on it, and that sort of thing. Any other milestones over the years that you can think of? 150 years of the Utica Fire Department.
Well, at the height of the fire department, the size of the fire department, there was 256 members, 13 fire stations. We are now down to 132 members, and we have 6 active fire stations plus the fire academy. Interestingly enough, we still use one of our fire stations was actually the West Utica Fire Station and the Fire Academy at 1320 Bleecker Street were both opened in 1906. They're both still in use. The Whitesboro Street Fire Station is just finishing a larger scale renovation. Those they both had haylofts, things like that. Mm-hmm. So then the first fire station opened for motorized fire apparatus was in Shepherd Place. That was opened in 1914.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure you could ever top though the years of Ed Hanna.
Yeah, that's when you had the most city support, right? Was with
there was a lot of support back then. Thankfully, I missed that. My father was there during the 70s for some of it, and obviously a lot of guys that I've worked with in the past went through the 90s when there was some of the highest arson and fire rates.
Right, it was terrible
throughout the country.
And even during the days of Hanna, there was an arson problem. But I had the luxury of the privilege of having Ed Hanna on the phone once during an interview, and you could hear a siren in the background, and he just went. It triggered him. He went off. They drive by here every day, blaring those sirens. There aren't any fires. There aren't fires. They're just trying to annoy me. My guess is that wasn't true, but who knows at that point?
Who knows at that point is right.
Yeah, so some wild days through the years. And now, there are people that say, well, there are more firefighters today than ever before in the city of Utica. That's not true.
No, that's not true at all. Yeah, so the height of our staffing was 256 firefighters.
Yeah.
And, it's still geographically, the population of the city shrunk from its all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
Geographically is not shrunk. So that's, keep in mind that there used to be 13 fire stations to cover the city. And
you're
cut down
usually
response
not
times.
putting the people out. people are not the ones that are on fire. The structures still are the same. That footprint's still the same.
Yeah, that footprint. Geographically, our response times are longer now.
Yeah.
Obviously the key to everything is our response time and having how many people that we can put on the fire ground at once, and that leads to success.
How will the celebration go? Talk about that.
So Saturday evening, there's a fire department gala. It's hosted by the Utica Fire Department Historical Society. They are finishing their process to get a 501c3 organization.
Okay,
they
cool.
are the goal of the organization is to establish a museum that will be able to display historical artifacts from not only the fire department but the city as well.
Nice.
And obviously fire has had a big impact on the landscape of the city of Utica. There's been some large scale fires. The other goal of that is to honor the 7 firefighters that have lost their lives since the organization of the Fire Department in 1874. So what we're going to be looking to do is create some street markers, some plaques that will go in the general area of where the buildings were, where the line of duty deaths occur. We had a firefighter struck by a horse. We had multiple firefighters die when they had walls collapse on them.
Yeah.
And the most recent, thankfully, in 1953, a firefighter fell down a elevator shaft during a large fire.
So I would assume when we talk about the safety measures that are in place for home builders, for people in general, for businesses, there are safety regulations for the fire department that have grown over the years that has made it safer, one would hope, to be a firefighter.
There's definitely a lot of great technological advancements in the fire service, even in the last 50 years. So when they did their centennial celebration to now, there's a marked difference in the fire service. And we keep seeing that move forward. The big thing right now with firefighters is cancer. Because we're dealing with a lot of these PFAS chemicals, these long-lasting carcinogens that are causing cancer rates in both active firefighters and retirees to see a much higher rate of incidence of cancer than compared to the regular population.
Yeah, I mean, when there's a big fire, you can smell it. You know that it's not regular smoke. It's not wood. You're smelling something.
You're smelling
Imagine being on the scene and in the structure and breathing that in or around the structure.
Yep, around it, and it absorbs into your skin.
We got to thank your department and you and all the men and women there, because it's not just the fires you're dealing with. When we were talking about the underground creeks, you say that they always reveal themselves. Sometimes there's water main breaks, and
natural
you're helping people pump out
their
their houses and things like that.
Sure,
so.
we got that. We do a lot of medical emergencies. We're helping people with heart attacks. And
in addition to the ambulance service and all of that, there's a lot. So, okay, Chief, great stuff. Congratulations on 150 years.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us, and
we appreciate you.
Yeah, we look forward to another 150.
All right. Enjoy the weekend, but not too much.
Yes.
I'm sure you have that all under control. It's not like the old days when they had the firematics, where there was no one left to fight the fire. Chief Scott Ingersoll, thank you. And we thank everybody that helps keep everybody safe out there. It's a big deal. We'll do Hobica's free money question of the day. Davey, you're looking for... how much money this morning? What are you? You're going to make it easy again today.
$200.
Okay,
whoa, on a 200 streak.
He's on fire.
He's no longer afraid of Hobica.
Speaking of fires, and caller number what?
The chief better put me out. I'm on fire.
You are. Yeah, you are.
Caller 7.
All right, seventh
There
caller.
you go.
Right now, seventh caller, your chance to win from Hobica and WIBX 315-736-0186.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around.
Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it.
That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
All rise for Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Academy Award winner Aaron Sorkin's stage adaptation is directed by Tony Award winner Bartlett Sher. Emmy Award winning actor Richard Thomas will play the role of Atticus Finch in this Broadway national tour. Don't miss Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, coming to the Stanley June 4th and 5th at 7:30 p.m. For tickets, visit BroadwayUtica.org. That's BroadwayUtica.org.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their roofs for troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
Memorial Day deals at Mattress Express. Save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster sets and get a $200 prepaid Visa card. Save up to $500 on Sealy sets and get a $100 prepaid Visa card. Then ask about no money down and take up to 60 months to pay.
The Utica Center for Development wants you to join the city of Utica's Independence Day Parade, sponsored by Master Vito Hyundai. Register for the parade, have fun, build a float, or just walk and show community support on July 4th. To register for the parade or to be a vendor for the 4th of July party in the park, sign up today at ucdevelopment.org. The City of Utica parades are brought to you by the Utica Center for Development, Master Vito Hyundai, Bank of Utica, and Save the Day Foundation.
The headlines remind us daily the world is a dangerous place. The elites in charge say everything's fine, stop noticing, but you know better. And your gut knows that time is short to prepare for a world that is 4 missed meals away from chaos. My Patriot Supply has helped over 3 million families become more self-reliant and is the company Americans trust to prepare. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contain delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Secure at least 1 food kit for each family member. For a limited time, save $200, plus get free shipping on all their Ready Hour 3-month emergency food kits. You're not ready if it's not Ready Hour Foods. My Patriot Supply also has solar-powered generators, water filtration units, biomass stoves, heirloom seeds, and critical survival gear. Shop MyPatriotSupply.com today. MyPatriotSupply.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
You know, there are sometimes I would just like to be 100% honest. I feel like I'm very honest, but
Yes.
sometimes I will hold back to protect people. And sometimes, in my mind, I wanna go back to the.
You want to let loose
to the days where I really didn't care. It's like, well, sorry, but I will hold back. My wife is like, don't read personal stuff while you're on the air. She's absolutely right.
Oh, because it distracts you.
No, because it pisses me off.
Well, that too, but that could be in itself a distraction.
Like I am amazed at the gall of some people. It just blows my mind. I can't even believe it.
It based on what you told me, I 100% understand where you're coming from.
Unbelievable.
Donna,
whatever.
Donna, really quickly, we were talking about.
Let me do the contest first. Can you hold on?
Yeah, sure.
Let me do that. Because I have a ton of space because G Swiss is apparently has some holes in his plans, and he has some, what is it? He's got allergies or something.
His asthma is acting up.
I understand that. That's going to be very dangerous.
Well,
So
especially with the allergy season.
He's rescheduling. I don't know if you look outside, but we it looks like snow out there. It's all the
pollen.
white pollen.
Yeah. My car just won't stay
seedlings.
clean.
John is in Boonville here this morning. John, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. And yes, my allergies have been the worst the last 2 weeks than they've been my entire life. It is the worst ever. So
it is bad. And it started with the yellow stuff, right? That yellow film that's everywhere.
Yeah, the yellow stuff, and then the dandelions when they switch over to the little white thingies, and they go blowing around, and it's awful.
It's funny because I looked in over the weekend in our pool. All those things land in the pool. It then goes into your filter, and they clog up your filter tremendously. So.
It makes you wonder why in upstate New York you take the trouble to have a pool that you get to use about 4 days of the year.
That's exactly right. Believe me. Well,
hot tub makes way more sense than upstate New York.
You have to have a place to put all of your money and let it go down the drain.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
You're right.
Exactly.
All right, so here we go. You're going to have 7 seconds to answer our free money question of the day, and it's worth this morning $200. John, are you ready?
I am ready.
From the category, you heard it here first, just a little while ago. Here we go. Andrew, you ready?
I'm always ready.
From the Hopica Law Firm, North America's first paid fire department was established in what year? Ready, go.
Oh, son of a gun. 1846. I don't know.
It was a hard one to remember, but it was just as we were talking to Chief Ingersoll, 1679.
Oh,
was
it was on, and right at that moment, I couldn't listen, and that's the problem. The radio went off 10 seconds before.
I would blame it on the allergies. That's what I would do.
Okay.
John, we will
I'd
give
love to have put $200 of his money in my pocket. Darn it.
It would have been so apropos, so wonderful. All right, listen, we are gonna give you the $25 gift card. It's the Fun and Food all-in-one gift card and Food and Fun all-in-one gift card, and it's worth $25. And of course, Babes, they do brunch every Sunday at any of the other properties, Aquavino. You could do Taylor and the Cook, any of those. They'll and by the way, you can buy them right over at the Odd or at any of the participating restaurants. They're great gift cards because you can use them in like 8 different places. So, all right, so stand by, and Davey's going to hook you up. John, good talking with you. Be well with those allergies. I understand it's brutal.
Thank you, Bill. Have a good day.
Stand by. Davey has you covered. Yeah, I'm not going to get into the negative stuff, but you know, sometimes I would just say before you open your mouth
or type your little typer,
or you type something,
you
might want to understand the entire picture. Right?
Yeah.
You might want to know that what maybe the person you're about to send the message to does for you that is labor intensive each and every time. And That's all I'm going to say. I just can't even, sometimes I swear to God. We have comments. We brought up it was a gripe day. It started out as a bit of a gripe day.
It still kind of is.
So I have a story of someone who purchased a vehicle on Carvana.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's a service where you buy online, you sell online. Quick, easy, boom. And they literally take your information. They'll license, register the new vehicle, put the plates on it for you, transfer if you need to do that. They'll take a trade-in, however, whatever the deal is, same type of deal, but it's done from an out-of-town company that will maybe buy you locally, whatever, but the deal they put together is the deal you get. And they bring your vehicle on a flatbed. So this was all licensed and ready to go, this new vehicle, being brought to here on a flatbed. And they came down the thruway. And a while later, after they got the vehicle, they get a notice in the mail from the New York State Thruway Authority. And they say you're late paying your toll. And, if you don't pay this, you could lose your license.
Whoa.
It turns out the toll is $2.97, something like that. And if you flip the page over, it'll actually show you a picture of yourself driving on the highway. And with
your Easy Pass tag.
There's your new vehicle on top of a flatbed. and the toll photo process took a picture of that license plate, probably also charged the tractor trailer bringing the vehicle in, and you. And so when they called, now somebody here says all you got to do is just call Easy Pass and they'll take care of it. That's not what happened. They said they called and Easy Pass said you're going to have to file a complaint, put together the evidence.
They put the red tape in place.
And it just was to the point where they're like, screw it, I'm just going to pay it.
That's
I wouldn't have
want.
paid it.
That's what they want.
So how are they correcting these issues? That's a question for Senator Griffo that we'll bring to him coming up down the road here. I think it's a good question. How does that happen? Mark says you can file a complaint with the PSC if you're having an issue with a utility company. Mark Baracco. Hey, Mark. And that is the issue of people who are having work done at their home right now because National Grid is going house by house and replacing your meters. And you wonder why they're raising the rates by 15 to 20%. A lot of that is the infrastructure. So they'll no longer have to send out someone or drive by and get the reading. It'll be automatically sent right to their facility, and it'll all be done wirelessly.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem people are having is they're making messes on their property.
Of their homes.
And
yeah.
in this case, a person in Rome destroyed the siding on the side of the house, left a hole for who knows what to get in, right? What other comments you have?
Right, let's run them down here quickly. Donna saying they are huge, referring to the moose. And they're seen often up Route 8. We have seen them several times while riding motorcycles. You stop and wait for them to cross. That's Donna talking about the moose.
You stop and wait for them. That is absolutely true.
Tom in Rome dealing with this Carvana issue. You need to go see Ricky Z. You won't have that problem.
I'm completely with him on that. And listen, I didn't have to worry. When I got my CX-90, didn't have to worry about any of that.
Nope.
In fact,
and they'll still put their plates on for you.
And when you need service, don't have to. You drive right in. It could be pouring rain. You drive right into that little garage there. They come out, take care of you. Then
play a little song.
You can go into the other room. They do massages. They don't really do that. But that's an idea.
That is an idea.
Yeah.
I need one today.
What else?
Dawn in New Hartford. I happened to come across a comment on the People of Rome page, which is very interesting if you want to spend some time there, where an individual went to the ER at Rome Hospital, which was insanely packed. When they were finally called in, they asked the nurse why the ER was so full. She said 80% of the people were from Utica, either sent from Wynn Hospital or they came in from Utica because they did not want to go to Wynn.
Yeah, I think that this latest announcement has people very worried, and I think people, and then you combine that with all the other stories, some of them probably true, some not true, and I think they have a real PR mess on their hands.
Yes. Sue in Utica.
People have lost confidence.
Correct.
We have a ton of comments today.
Yeah,
Love it.
Sue in Utica. Since the app and YouTube went down yesterday, I was wondering what your daughter was there to discuss.
Okay. So my daughter last minute didn't have a ride to the airport.
So you were the ride.
I was the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And can you believe it? I got charged twice by the thruway.
Once there and once back?
Once there, once back, yeah. So we flew to Syracuse. That's why she was here.
We have more comments, but we're running up against a break here. So.
Okay. I wanted to get into a couple of these. We'll get into it on the other side. I got a bunch more. And Father Sean O'Brien coming in a few minutes. Pretty excited about that. We haven't had him in studio in a while, and it is about time. So that's all coming up next hour on WIBX.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
Let's face it, life can just get messy. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will take care of it for you. If you need help with clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts will handle it. We understand sometimes it's more than just a cleanout, it's an accumulation of someone's life. We go the extra mile to do the job with integrity, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Hi, this is Kira Meelan. After almost a century in business, Meelan's Carpet One is known for many things. Our commitment to customers, for example. We go above and beyond to make your shopping experience exceptional from start to finish. We're also known for quality installation. Our experienced installers are like part of the family. They've been with us for years and they do an incredible job. But one thing everyone knows us for is Karastan area rugs and carpets. And this month is National Karastan Month. Karastan area rugs and carpets offer unmatched quality and timeless beauty for your home. Many of the choices available come with a lifetime stain warranty. And with the lowest prices of the season, no interest financing, and up to $1,000 in savings, National Karastan Month is the best time to invest in new carpet or area rugs. So this month, stop by Meelan's Carpet One on Old Commercial Drive in Yorkville, across from Joe Tahan's, where the good Meelan feeling means incredible savings and financing on Karastan.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
It'll soon be up to the jury at the Trump trial. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. They'll start deliberating this morning.
Judge Mershon will take about an hour or so to explain the jury instructions, and then the jurors will start to consider the testimony.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court in New York.
They heard more than 20 witnesses, none perhaps more important than what they heard from Michael Cohen. Cohen, the star witness, has had his credibility shredded by Trump lawyer Todd Blanche. Blanche called Cohen the MVP of liars and told the jury he even lied to them. But prosecutor Joshua Steinglass said Cohen's claims are backed up by other witnesses and what he called a, quote, mountain of evidence against Trump.
He also told the jury the former president falsified records reimbursing Cohen and payments to keep an alleged affair quiet, violating federal election law. We'll likely hear from former President Trump before going into the courtroom, like always. He denies committing any crime, calling this trial political, blaming President Biden, who's going to Philadelphia today.
The Biden-Harris campaign is bringing both the president and the vice president to swing state Pennsylvania today to launch Black Voters for Biden. It comes at a time when Trump is getting 23% support among black registered voters in a Fox News poll. That's up from 8% in 2020. And if it doesn't sound like a lot, in 2020, Biden won about 91% of the black vote, according to a Fox voter analysis. That's down today to 74%.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. It's Election Day in South Africa, where the ruling party that led the country out of apartheid and has been dominant for 30 years could lose the majority in parliament. In South Korea, there's garbage falling from the sky.
We're used to North Korea talking trash. Now they're actually flying it in. Residents in the south warned to stay indoors after at least 150 white balloons carrying plastic bags flew over the border. The South Korean military warning people not to touch anything that may contain filthy waste.
That's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-887-1010. That's 800-887-1010.
Police in Los Angeles keep searching for an actor's killer after Johnny Wachter of General Hospital fame was shot dead over the weekend, confronting 3 men stealing a catalytic converter from Wachter's car. A Michigan state trooper is charged with second-degree murder in the death of a black man.
An event that's sparked anger in the community. Body cam and dash cam video showed Detective Sergeant Brian Keeley on April 17th driving his unmarked state police SUV into Samuel Sterling and pinning him against a wall. Police say Sterling was wanted for several outstanding warrants, but did not specify for what. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
There's a court hearing in Kentucky today in the case against the world's top-ranked golfer, but Scotty Scheffler doesn't have to be there, and we'll get an update from the prosecutor.
Jefferson County Attorney Mike O'Connell holding a press conference this afternoon in Louisville to address charges against pro golfer Scotty Scheffler, who was arrested May 17th outside the PGA Championship and charged with felony assault of a police officer for allegedly refusing to stop near the scene of a fatal shuttle bus crash at the course entrance. Scheffler and his attorney saying it was miscommunication between officers and that Scheffler did nothing wrong.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Unless the charges are dropped, Scheffler will be arraigned next week. There's a big oil deal. ConocoPhillips buying Marathon for $17 billion. On Wall Street, a sell-off brewing. Stock futures are falling. In the NBA playoffs, Minnesota stays alive, beating Dallas 105-100 to force a Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. On the ice, Florida got even in overtime.
Down low. Score! Sam Reinhart! A power play goal! Wins it for Florida!
The Panthers beat the New York Rangers 3-2 on ESPN, tying the NHL Eastern Conference Final 2 games apiece. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time 8:05. I'm Andrew Dermenio. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Mostly sunny, 58 degrees. Your full weather forecast is coming up. 2 people were killed in a fatal house fire in Oneida Castle. Oneida County Sheriff deputies say that fire broke out at a 2-family home on East 2nd Street late Sunday night, and the property was fully involved by the time responders arrived. Deputies say 5 people were able to escape, but 2 residents were unaccounted for and later discovered. 61-year-old Scott Fromey and 31-year-old Joshua Fromey were found deceased on the first floor. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, and autopsies will be performed on both victims. The chair of the Herkimer County Legislature has pleaded not guilty during his arraignment. Robert Hullum appeared in court Friday at the Alien Village Court and pleaded not guilty to 7th-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance and for having an open container of alcohol in a vehicle. He's due back in court on June 25th for a 10 a.m. continuation for his arraignment process. State police are looking for more possible victims of an Oswego County man who's facing multiple disturbing charges. According to troopers, 41-year-old Joshua Sprague sexually assaulted a woman and posted photos of her online without consent. Sprague was arrested May 9th. Then 2 other women came forward with allegations, and he was arrested again days later. Anyone with information on Sprague is asked to come forward by calling 315-366-6000. A Rome woman was arrested on grand larceny charges for allegedly stealing a vehicle that was left running outside the Rome Health Emergency Room. Rome police say 39-year-old Tara Vaughn stole a Volkswagen Jetta shortly after 1 a.m. on March 2nd. The car's owner said they were picking up a friend at the hospital. Vaughn was at the hospital at the time. Police say Vaughn also stole iced tea drinks from the area Fast Track on April 26th, 28th, and 30th. She was charged with felony 4th-degree grand larceny and 4 counts of misdemeanor petit larceny. The Oneida County Health Department is sounding the alarm after a resident was exposed to rabies. The agency says the individual came into contact with a rabid fox in Verona, and they're now receiving treatment. Animals who have rabies may exhibit symptoms like aggressive behavior and foaming or frothing from the mouth. It is recommended people stay away from wild animals and make sure their pets are up to date on rabies shots. And National Grid customers may soon be paying more money for their electricity and gas service. The company is asking the Public Service Commission to approve a 15% rate hike for electricity and a 20% spike for gas. That'll add an average of $440 a year to the typical household that uses both. The new rates may be in effect soon as the next year. And National Grid says funds would go towards infrastructure investments and improving system reliability. WIBX 950 News Time 8:08. Here's your forecast.
Here's the latest from the WIBS Weather Center today. Mostly cloudy and dry, high 70. Tonight, a few clouds, low 46. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high near 70. And Friday, mostly sunny, 72. And a relatively dry stretch of weather is on the way for the next week. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson from the WIBS Weather Center on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, we're close to 60 degrees under sunny skies. It is 8:08.
You want me to hit this?
Please.
I'm in the middle of something.
I know.
All right, fine.
Sports brought to you by IBEW Utica 43 local contractors. The Panthers, even to the Eastern Conference Finals, at 2 apiece after topping the Rangers 3-2 in overtime of Game 4 at Amarant Bank Arena. Sam Reinhart scored the game winner a little over 1 minute into the extra period. The best-of-7 series shifts back to Madison Square Garden for Game 5 tomorrow night, and it would not be surprising if this one went to a Game 7. The Mets were swept by the Dodgers in their doubleheader after falling 5-2 in 10 innings in Game 1 and dropping the second 3-0 at Citi Field. New York is now 4th in the NL East at 22-32, and they'll close out their 3-game series this afternoon in Queens. The Yankees were unable to secure a victory in their series opener against the Angels after falling 4-3 in Anaheim. Luke Weaver was charged with the loss after allowing a pair of unearned runs in the 8th. Juan Soto led the way at the plate after going 2 for 5 with a solo shot and 2 RBIs. New York still leads the AL East at 37-19. They'll continue their 3-game set tonight at Angel Stadium. The Western Conference Finals in the NBA will not end in a sweep. The Minnesota Timberwolves avoided elimination with a 105-100 win over the Dallas Mavericks in Game 4 at the American Airlines Center. Dallas leads the series 3-1 heading into Game 5 on Thursday in Minneapolis. If you're dealing with chronic pain in your neck, back, knee, wrist, arthritis pain, shoulder pain, or neuropathy, try Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. You can visit their website, reviveutica.com, or call them 315-725-8427. That number again, 315-725-8427. and you tell them, I heard about you on the Keeler Show, well, they'll hook you up with a sweet deal. It's Discovery Days, giving you a significant discount as a Keeler listener with their initial consultation, soft wave therapy treatment, and a treatment recovery plan and assessment. Who uses soft wave therapy other than myself? I used it for my foot and ankle pain, and it was very effective. The Lakers, the Cleveland Guardians, the Nets, the Steelers, the Giants, the Cubs, the Mayo Clinic, the Cleveland Clinic, even Team USA using Revive soft wave therapy. If you want to learn the benefits of the technology, maybe see some videos of the treatment being done and some testimonials, including Rob Esch, who is a patient at Revive soft wave therapy, check out reviveutica.com. Throw away the pain pills. Don't do the pain injections any longer. Maybe you can even put off surgery just a little bit longer with Revive soft wave therapy. Give them a call again today at 315-725-8427. Let the healing begin with Revive soft wave therapy.
Okay, so I have a bunch of comments. And in Rome, please tell the gentleman from Rome with the National Grid sighting issue. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they did work on their meter, and they destroy his sighting. That's a problem. She says, call the Public Service Commission. Somebody else recommended that as well. That's what you should do. Wayne says, you're wrong. The plural of moose is moosai. I think that might be French. I could be wrong. Wayne,
yeah,
it might
Mish,
be.
Right.
And this is Mike. While there have been firefighters who have been directly killed by fighting fires, unfortunately, the more insidious deaths have been because of cancer and dealing with the stuff that's burning. Look at what happened with that major fire on Broad Street many years ago, and that is the truth. We have in studio here this morning, and I'm very excited. I got to see if I can bring him up.
Oh, I don't want to break the camera. It's brand new.
It's coming. It's coming.
Da, 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 da.
Father Sean O'Brien.
Is
good
my
morning.
hair that white?
No,
I think there's
it's
just a light on your hair.
the light. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
It's the light that lightens the hair.
Yeah.
You can't even tell what mine is. It's like
No, yours is. Well, you've
have
grown through your hair.
You have scalp color. Scalp color hair. me and you, Davey, we're the same. Scalp color.
Yeah, you have some hair. I don't.
Yeah.
But you shave yours.
No, I don't.
No,
that's natural?
He has a Davey has a condition. Actually, it takes eyebrows and everything, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
I had alopecia.
Alopecia.
Yeah, I knew a fella up north.
I knew him. You knew alopecia as well?
Oh, I didn't know Al. I know
okay.
somebody who had that.
I got it. Fair enough. But that's something you live with, Davey. You've had for how many years?
For almost 15 years now.
15 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it looks good on you, Davey.
Look at the money he saves. He doesn't have to go to the barber.
But
that's
to
exactly it.
To tell you the truth, I do miss going to the barber, though.
You do?
Yeah.
There was something about
she
sitting
was
in the
hot,
chair.
wasn't she? She was
yes,
something
she was.
special.
Just go and tell her you want to wax it.
I just knew it. All right, I got a break. After that. Father Sean is in studio, and then we have more to get to. Ryan Nobles maybe later in the hour. I think we're going to grab him and some other stuff. But I can't wait to talk to Father Sean O'Brien. Coming up next to WIBX.
Memorial Day deals are here at Mattress Express. Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic sets and then get up to a $300 prepaid Visa card from Mattress Express. Then take up to 60 months to pay with no money down for qualified buyers on Tempur-Pedic at Mattress Express.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on Earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
This service
service was second to none. They cared about my home, was clean and neat when they're finished. Collis & Sons' generations and generations of excellence shows in the workmanship, which start to finish, sales, service are all there to help you. And they care about your home and the community. And that's why I would recommend Collis & Sons for any heating, cooling, and installation needs.
Transform your home comfort with Collis' expert energy advisors. Like Gordon here, you may even qualify for no-cost upgrades like free installation. Request your free home energy assessment at fredofcollis.com.
Just admit it, you love yard sales. Only one thing beats driving around looking for them. That's going to the world's largest yard sale. Good news for you, it's back and bigger than ever before. The world's largest yard sale is coming to Herkimer County Fairgrounds on Saturday, June 8th. You'll find treasures and deals of a lifetime. Find things for your house, your car, your pet, and most importantly, find things for you. There will be great food and music and hundreds of vendors with tons of treasures. Don't miss out on the world's largest yard sale, all happening on Saturday, June 8th at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. The world's largest yard sale is brought to you by the Potting Shed Antiques and sponsored by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories, Oneida Herkimer Solid Waste Authority, Clinton Tractor and Implement Co., and Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. The first 500 people through the gate will receive a reusable tote bag from OHSWA to put their goodies in. To get more information, click the Events tab on this station's website.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at lifelock.com.
Do you know someone with a drug or alcohol problem? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything. Stop the drug and alcohol nightmare. Are drug and alcohol problems hitting you too close to home? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. That's 800-694-1127.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
By the way, I feel like when we bring a doctor in, I save $15 on a copay. When I bring Father Sean in, I save on a Sunday. I just did a confession with Father here just moments ago. Thank you, Father.
Now, your absolution hasn't come yet. We've got to see what your penance is.
For I have sinned.
Oh, he already got his penance.
I
brought the script.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's going to be exciting. I'm really interested in that. So, okay. And in studio right now is Joanne Moskal from Hospice, of course. And good morning. And
thank you for what you do. It's a great service.
Thanks so much.
Well, it is. And recently, Hospice took care of my uncle, which was very sad. But it was incredible how quickly you were able to organize and allow him to be comfortable at home with his family. That's what this is all about.
Bill, you couldn't have said it any better. You know, the one thing that we find is when someone's at the end of life, the one place, if they can be at home, that's where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And what a gift your family gave to your uncle by letting that happen.
And it was, it's very hard on people. And before we get to this, if you can, I just want to take advantage of you being
Absolutely.
here. And because you handled a couple of different levels of care. And I think people get very nervous with the word hospice when they're older. But there are levels of care that can help people that are not meant for necessarily end of life, although we're all reaching end of life at some point, right? Can you explain what those services are?
Absolutely. I think when people, hear the word hospice, they think that someone is going to die very quickly.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a 6-month benefit for hospice. So someone can be on service for a much longer period of time than people actually think. 'Cause sometimes people think in days or weeks, but it actually can be months. And prior to that, someone can be on palliative care. And palliative care is a great program for people.
This is where people get mixed up. All of a sudden, they see, it's part of hospice. So this must mean you're giving up on me.
Absolutely not. And with the palliative care, someone can still be seeking curative treatment, or they could have a serious chronic illness where a management by a nurse practitioner coming in, reviewing all your different medications, what's going on in your life, your home environment, because it is very different when you're seeing maybe 4 or 5 different doctors and nobody is talking to the other one. She can look at each part of that.
Yeah.
And then she can speak to the doctors and say, they've been on this for 5 years. Have you thought about this because this has changed or that has changed? So it's another level that brings comfort to people. And a lot of people, those visits are done right in their own home.
And some of the, I really think that the way it's how you look at it, right? So the beauty of this is that you're really keeping people out of you're keeping them in their home.
Yes.
Out of a nursing home scenario. So it can be incredibly beneficial. But again, the moment you hear hospice, Jimmy Carter's still on hospice, by the way.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's been how long? It's
a while.
I believe it's coming up on a year.
And that's the beauty, because people don't always think in those terms, because they think, I just heard somebody went on hospice and then they passed. Well, they could have been sick for a very long time where they could have been benefiting from those services, but get those later on. And if someone is still, their disease trajectory is that, they're declining and it's been 6 months, we're not going to say, well, you have to go off service now.
Right.
We look at that and then we renew their certification.
So, and we've been talking about this probably for 25, 30 years. We in this community are an aging population. And here we are, by the way, what we were talking about 30 years ago, it's really come to fruition. So you're pretty busy.
We are busy, but people sometimes have the impression we're an aging community, it's an older community. But I have to say we're seeing younger and younger patients. And a lot of people don't realize we see patients from newborn to that patient who's 100 plus.
Wow.
And, when we see those referrals coming in, there's people, that are younger than us coming on and people older than us coming on to service.
And listen, getting older is not such a terrible thing. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't wait to go to that happy hour at Prestwick Glen.
You've seen those fireworks?
It looks pretty good, huh?
It looks like those cocktails look really good. Okay, let's talk about how you fund all of this. And this event is a big deal and a big part of that.
As we've been talking, we talk about people don't want to die in a hospital. They don't want to die in a nursing home setting. And hospice is a great option for folks. But what we're reimbursed by Medicare, Medicaid, and if someone has no insurance, we turn no one away regardless of their ability to pay for services. And then on top of that, we offer 13 months of bereavement services to the family members at no charge to them. And we also offer all our support groups to the community at no charge, which we don't receive reimbursement for. So we do fundraisers from time to time. And Epicurean Delight, which
it's a good one,
had gone on for over 30 years and has been, we haven't done it since prior to COVID, but we brought it back this year, and we have 22 restaurants participating on June 9th. And who in this community doesn't like to eat, right?
Yeah.
We got bakeries, we've got caterers, we've got restaurants participating.
Just look at me, Joanne. Come on.
Can you imagine for $65, you can try 24 different places. You can try the same place 20 times if you want. You could do it all. I've had people say, you know what, I'm going to hit every single one of these. And it's whatever someone likes. And then we are starting out with a live auction again there. There will be about 10 items that will be auctioned off that evening. And what better way to kind of kick off the summer, being somewhere where you're going to have great food, be with friends and see people you know, and have a chance to bid on some items, which is the teaser for the online auction that starts the next day.
Right. Okay, and it's $65 a person.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of sampling all different places because it gives you kind of an idea of where you might want to go down the road and visit these restaurants as well. And talk about how the auction works and how that whole process is going to go.
Well, that evening there will be live auctioneers. Paul Sacco and Joni Grandy are going to be our auctioneers, and then we have Mark Mojave from Gerber's. And then we have Albert and Lila Zina. And if anybody's ever been to Zina's, and if you haven't met them, you'll meet them that night.
They are the best.
As soon as you walk in, you're family.
Yes.
And I think that's something people learn when they come to Epicurean. You get to meet some of the owners personally. And once you meet them, you're in.
Al loves to give out that Turkish coffee. It's so good.
Yes.
Epicurean Delight. It is Sunday, June 9th, 4 till 7 at Harts Hill. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. All right, we're coming right back with Father Sean O'Brien on WIBX.
Thinking of a purple mattress this Memorial Day? Mattress Express has the largest selection and save up to $800 on select purple sets. Take up to 60 months to pay with no money down for qualified buyers on $1,500 or higher purchases.
Is credit card debt weighing you down? Are you losing sleep at night, worrying about how much you owe? Have you ever used one credit card to pay off another credit card, just prolonging the problem? You're not alone. Half of all Americans are dealing with troubling credit card debt. But there is an answer. Zero Debt USA has proven strategies to eliminate that troubling credit card interest and get you out of debt fast. They can often get your monthly payment down to less than half of what you're currently paying. Work with a company that can help. Visit ZeroDebtUSA.com. Again, ZeroDebtUSA.com.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be backbreaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Get ready to hit the road with Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer. Experience the thrill of the 2024 Trailblazer LS all-wheel drive with Confidence Package. Lease it for just $329 a month for 3 years, 10,000 miles per year. Need more power? Check out the 2024 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT 4x4. Lease it for only $489 a month for 3 years, 10,000 miles per year. Or take advantage of our purchase offer with a $6,500 rebate or rates as low as 1.9%.
Customers must qualify with top-tier credit through GM Financial. Offers are available on select models only. Lease offers require a current Chevy lease through GM Financial, and finance offers require a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in. All taxes, fees, and the first payment are due on delivery.
Visit us on Route 28 in Herkimer or at StevePawneeChevy.com. Hurry, these offers end May 31st, 2024. Together, let's drive with Steve Pawnee Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's always easy to do business at Steve Pawnee Chevrolet.
Hey, the
Rodney Atkins, June 20th, 7:30 p.m. at the Stanley Theater. Get your tickets now at the Stanley Theater box office or online at thestanley.org.
These little 10-second jobbies completely get me. Yes, Father Sean's pointing it right out. You just need to look up there. You would be able to see. It's right there. And there are plenty of monitors here.
I love the studio.
The official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Chuck has you covered. That Seattle's best coffee is just so good.
Yes.
And the drive-through, lightning fast, whether it's breakfast sandwiches, the fresh donuts or fresh bagels every single day, and the matcha latte.
Matcha.
The matcha. See, I didn't have my sheet with me. I didn't have to pronounce it. I went right back to mispronouncing it. Matcha. It's a green tea, Japanese, and it is hot right now and so good. Check it out. Matcha latte at Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Kind of love the 6 o'clock hour this morning. Everybody got complaining about stuff, Father. Mm-hmm. We were, this problem, that problem. Right. Everybody's got
the gripe show.
Something going on, and we were just sitting there griping.
Well, they must be very happy then if they're complaining.
I guess.
We used to say in the Navy, if sailors aren't bitching, they're not happy.
That's a very good point. Thank you for that.
And speaking of that, Lance and Lee, whoa. Why aren't you whining about people calling in instead of using the app for comments? My hospital question is, where is the state-of-the-art care like Pacenti promised? Better yet, where is his public take on the situation there now, or does he only come out for photo ops and COVID updates? Lance is kind of all over the place this morning. We encourage phone calls.
Listen,
we always
315-736-0186. I don't know, is he delayed or something? Is that from when we had...
I think when somebody had left a comment about the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So, Father Sean, let's talk about that a moment. Just a moment.
Okay.
So, I feel like that is very disingenuous. That comment is very disingenuous. So, let's just really think about it. You're the county executive of Oneida County.
Okay.
And you've worked so hard along with so many others, to create this brand new hospital downtown.
Perfect location.
There are now some real, I call it growing pains, call it concerns, whatever.
Sure.
And, this most recent situation with the open heart surgeries is just a bad look. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
So do we revel in that? Or are we like, hey, we need to get this corrected.
Right.
We need the best possible care we can get.
Instead of reveling in the disappointment, they should be rallying behind the improvement.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
What can we do?
Yeah. And by the way, what would you expect Tony Pacenti to do? And
well, it's not like he's going to go down and fix the defibrillator.
Correct. He is not a surgeon.
Right.
No.
He's
a politician.
And my guess is they're going to get through this, and maybe that means. I don't know what that means, how it looks 5 years down the road when you look back at this situation. But I can guarantee you this hospital is going to be, whatever is going on right now is going to be corrected.
Oh, yeah.
And the more we can have done here and not have to travel, the better off we all are.
I would say so. It would have been nice to be able to be operated on locally instead of have to go to Chicago, some years ago when they didn't have that here.
With your surgery, your cancer surgery.
And... I think I've been to the hospital as a priest. I have to go visit people. Some people from Rome end up there. I found it very easy to navigate. I found the staff on the ground floor. You know, you have to show a photo ID, kind of get in their system as a regular visitor, as a chaplain. And got up to the whatever floor it was. I liked it. Very nice hospital. From a visitor's point of view.
Sure. No one wants to be there.
Parking. I mean, I know I'm on the radio, and I'm sure police officers listen. I just said no hospital parking. I parked there anyway. I didn't, until they get that figured out. I'm not walking. I might as well walk.
They're not going to tow a priest's car.
Well, they don't know it's a priest's car.
Okay,
it's just
you should have a bumper sticker of some kind.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Don't they have an "I'm a priest" thing that hangs from the mirror?
One, but I'm not. With my luck, it'd be a Pentecostal policeman, and I'd be done. You know. so
here's another Catholic.
That's right. Yeah, but I think it's a good hospital. Anytime anything is new, what I've learned, because I'm in a building that was from the 1800s, right? St. Peter's Church has been around since 1836. Our new building is it's like in the mobile park, you know, where the new addition on the trailer was put up 40 years ago. Our new building was put up in 1897. And now I think more than ever, people need a place to go.
Yeah.
To relax. If it's hot, just to cool off, just to sit and get away from all the noise.
Yeah.
Churches are locked. So we came up with a security system.
And it didn't used to be that way.
No, gosh, no.
Yeah.
When we went to college, I used to walk down to Blessed Sacrament in Mohawk because I was going through some issues. Do I be a radio announcer? Do I be a priest? You know, and be 11 o'clock at night, be 2 in the morning, I could walk right into church.
Yeah.
Now, of course, so we keep our church open during certain hours of the day, and the way we could do that was an automatic lock system.
Got it.
And it works off the. But you know what? Like the hospital, when it was new, it didn't work right. It had to be tweaked.
Right.
Things happen.
Right.
I get up in the morning, there's this dude sleeping in the church. I almost jumped through my skin. I didn't expect anybody to be in there, you know.
Yeah.
And then when it's really cold, I can, from my phone with this new system, I can unlock the church so that people on the street who live on the street, if they try the doors, it's 10 below or whatever, they can come in and get warm. But it's monitored with cameras. So my point is, when it was new, it drove me nuts because it didn't work right.
Yeah.
And it was a systematic problem.
Yeah.
It wasn't a materials problem, and it wasn't an installation problem. We worked all that out, and that's what's going to happen with the hospital.
It is, and I do wonder, too, what all of this would have looked like had we not gone through COVID. There's no doubt that COVID has caused major problems with employment.
Oh, yeah.
We've lost a lot of people. And for some reason, I don't know where these people all went.
I don't know
But
either.
apparently the land where you don't have to work and they just take care of you.
Or go to church.
I don't understand.
You know, oh, Father, I love your Mass. I had a beer the other day, sat in the kitchen and watched it on the TV.
Oh.
Great, buddy. Get in church. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
You know?
But that all came out of COVID.
Sure it did.
So I wonder what... had we not lost all the staff, had the traveling nurses not had to have been brought in, had we not gone through the financial stress, hospitals got crushed with COVID. And I wonder what it would have been. I mean, can you imagine? How about this baseball team right now that just made it to the Division III World Series? Their college, like we've seen 2 of them here in New York State. Which one is in Albany? Is it St. Rose? Which one is going down in Albany?
That's St. Rose is in Albany. I don't know if it's going down.
There's one that's closing in Albany, and then of course Casanova just closed.
Oh, the college, yeah.
And then
St. Rose.
St. Rose.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been around forever. Yeah. But here's these kids. They're playing Division III college baseball. They've made it to the College World Series, and their school is closed.
Right.
The college is closed. Shut down forever. And here they are still playing.
They're playing for
and they're playing for history at this point. Would we have gone through these colleges closing down around the country without COVID?
I don't know.
This
it had an awful impact.
Had a terrible, and then the mental stress that people.
Well, and I think that's where you get all the complaining. You were teasing earlier how for whatever reason this became National Complaint Day at WIBX. But there's a lot of, I think, anger and a lot of frustration for whatever reason. I'm not a shrink or not a psychologist. Can't use that word anymore.
No, we are divided.
Yeah, and we are, and it worse than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I talked about Memorial Day on Sunday. Anybody wants to listen to this homily, it's not the best. I'm not the best preacher, but little history. And right from its beginnings, you can get on St. Peter's on YouTube and just click and drag. The history of Memorial Day built in was unifying. The North and the South got together and decorated the graves of Civil War soldiers.
Yeah.
It was a holiday of unification. And we really need something today to bring people together.
And today it's very interesting. It's not a north-south issue. It seems to be a city versus suburb, city versus rural area problem. So
or a left-right, not a north-south.
Well, I understand that, but my point is I'm talking about geography here. So if, God forbid, there was this thing that there are some predicting we're heading towards a civil war, could you imagine what it would look like?
The
terrain would be, it just would be all messed up. It wouldn't be, there'd be no line like we had in the Civil War.
No. Yeah. If we had but the thing is, though, and I'm very optimistic about our government and our system of government. We're not a democracy. We're a republic.
Right.
We follow democratic rule, but we're a republic. And the people have the opportunity to revolt every 4 years in the ballot box.
Right.
If you want to overthrow the government, then you vote those people out.
Yeah.
And if you don't think your vote counts, well, it's not going to count if you sit on your sofa and complain.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And I believe that strongly.
Yeah.
Without being political, I'm just talking how the government works.
Yeah, it's a very interesting point because democracy, it's not like we all get together and we vote on everything.
Right.
We elect representatives.
That's why we're a republic.
Who then you might not agree with that representative, and 2 years later or 4 years later,
you vote them out.
You get to vote them out.
Right.
And we've lost that. The other part of this is, we live kind of with what we get. It's like, well, things aren't the way I want them.
Right.
I'm going to work harder to change it. But today it's more of I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works.
I really worry about that. But I am optimistic, too. I do believe.
I'm very optimistic.
We survived this time.
Our government has lasted 200 years. It's been through some terrible times. But I think we'll get through this as well.
The rest of the world is watching.
Well, of course they are, because we're the best country in the world.
Yeah.
If you say, well, we've really gone down, well, you know what? Everybody still keeps their eye on America, and everybody still wants to come to America. That's right.
Yeah. I from time to time I'll go on and they look for a New Yorker on this program in London, which I believe is Piers Morgan's network in London that I go on, and they are. I remember during all of what we're going on, right, this presidential election is going to be a battle in itself. And I remember the host saying, we're really sad when we see what's going on in the United States because we look up to you're the model. You are your country is the model for everything else that we're trying to do. Right. And no one really has the rights that we have in this country.
No.
That's another misnomer that you even go to the North, Canada, not the same type of government.
Not even close.
We have far more. Our rights are much broader than just the Second Amendment alone. Yep. When you think about it, but it is interesting how they look at us and are watching carefully.
And they complain about the economy. Say, well, is it the yen in China maybe stronger than the dollar or whatever? We tell you what, if our dollar falls, everybody falls.
And when you look at our economy dealing with post-COVID,
right? It's tough.
We really still do have the strongest economy in the world, or at least one of the strongest economies in the world right now, making their way, whether it be shipping shortages and inflation, all of those things, it seems to be worse somewhere else. So if there's any takeaway from Memorial Day, people have fought for and they've given their lives for what we have.
Build it up. Don't tear it down.
Yeah.
Hey, how about, and speaking of which, since we're on this topic, that pollen's really getting to you, isn't it?
I'm telling you. It's brutal.
And when I came in, I thought I was going to have to blow the foghorn.
It's
when
awful,
the wind blows,
yeah.
and even despite the rain, it just lifts off those trees and lands anywhere.
It does. When you see the wind blow and there's a yellow dust flying through the air.
Yeah.
And now we're following it up with these little seedlings.
Is that what they are? There's like a little piece of cotton with a white seed.
It looked like it was snowing yesterday.
Yeah. Right.
I
Yeah.
think that's what comes from the dandelion.
Is it?
I don't know the answer.
I don't know either.
I could guess. Davey, should I take this? This is Jake with a question for Father Sean. By the way, our phone number.
Davey, get Father Sean headphones.
If you want to gripe. 315-736-0186. He can
We have
certainly...
a lot of comments, too. Lance is biting back at you, too.
Well, good luck with that, Lance.
Biting at home.
Because I hate to say this, we do get the last word. And if we choose not to give you the last word, oh, well. Sorry. Here's Jake. Hi, Jake. You're on, with Father Sean.
Good morning, Father. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Angel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Father, I'm Catholic. I believe in God. Now, I haven't attended church in decades, but I watch it once a week on TV from the Syracuse church there.
Yeah.
Is that okay what I'm doing?
Sure it is. If you can't get out, you know.
Well, I do have some health problems. And
Mass on TV is for people that can't get out and about. But what Bill and I were talking about is how many people have used it as a means of being lazy.
Okay.
And there's a big difference between somebody who can't, who's not as mobile as they used to be, and somebody who just doesn't want to.
Thank you very much. And listen, thank you for coming on the show. Bill, it's nice of you to have Father there.
Well, I don't know, Jake, if you know the history, but Sean and I go way back to college.
40 years.
Really?
Radio and television. We were both RTV majors. And
we've known each other 40 years.
He took the right move, and I took the left move.
I was the failure because he continued on with radio and TV, and I dropped out.
I believe the failure is right here. So.
I appreciate you.
Oh, God bless.
Thank you.
All right, Jake.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Have a great day, guys.
You do the same. Can I do a quick break, and then I want to bring in Ryan Nobles from NBC.
Oh, I know Ryan.
Yeah, he'll love conversing with you. And we have is that all right?
Yes.
I'm looking for your guidance.
You need to break.
Okay, you're telling me that way. All right, Ryan, stand by. You'll be on with Father Sean coming up at WIBX.
You know the old saying, look with your eyes, not with your hands. Well, that does not apply at New York Sash.
Scott and Jill here again, inviting you to visit our Idea and Design Center showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. It's a great chance for you to not just see, but also touch and feel all of our windows and doors, siding, and bath products.
Most companies are going to force you to make a major, important remodeling decision by looking at itty-bitty, teeny-weeny photos on a website or in a catalog.
But this is your home, for crying out loud. It's important to get it right. So come in and take a look with your eyes and with your hands.
Heck, you can even smell it if you want.
Drop by our showroom from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or Saturdays from 9 to 1 at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Call New York Sash now and get 15% off windows, doors, or bathrooms, or online at NewYorkSash.com. That's NewYorkSash.com.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Friday night at the Stanley Theater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys, riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com or thestanley.org. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
Do you know someone with a drug or alcohol problem? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything. Stop the drug and alcohol nightmare. Are drug and alcohol problems hitting you too close to home? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. That's 800-694-1127.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Lightning round, lightning round, lightning round.
By the way, I want to tell you, if you download the app, the WIBX 950 app, you just search in the Google Play and in the App Store, and you can message us. And if you have the app right now, do it. If you have a pool or a hot tub, to win $200 worth of free supplies, chemicals from Tucker Backyard Pools and Spa. And it's absolutely free. Friday, we're going to pull the winner. So get it. All you have to do is message us the word Tucker. Simple and easy. All right, some quick comments.
Quick comments because we do not have a lot of time.
I got Ryan waiting. He's in Guam right now, I believe.
Yeah, somewhere.
He's been all over.
Matt and Holland Patton, the flags in your yard are when whoever is doing the work calls 811 or you dig. When they call, they have a time frame to finish the work. If they don't, then you need to call 811 again. The utilities will be put out to mark them again with flags and paint so you can take the flags down if it has been a couple
Correct.
weeks.
And I believe it's National Grid that did that because it's leading right up to the meter at my house.
John in New Hartford, at my place of my place of employment outside the city of Utica, an ambulance was called for a woman. Long story short, I had a conversation with EMTs. They said 90% of patients are being asked to be taken to hospitals other than Wynn. For example, Roma or Oneida. The woman yesterday said any place but Wynn.
Well, whatever.
Lance and Lee on a tirade this morning. If I could pull up his comments quickly. Pacini should bear... so still blaming COVID, of course. Why has Rome, Sunni, and Krause gotten better over the last 2 years? Come on, Bill, quit making excuses. Final take. Pacenti should bear some criticism.
I did not make any excuse. Did you hear that, Father? I wasn't making an excuse. I'm like, I would like to know what all of this would have looked like had this not happened. That's all. I'm not making an excuse. It's got to be corrected. But what are you going to do? We should stop and close it down? The hell?
Pacini should bear some criticism.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what the heck? Sorry, Father.
Pacini should bear some criticism. He did put the county in debt and spend millions on various things pertaining to the hospital.
I don't know how you criticize Tony Pacini for what is going on at the hospital right now. I don't understand that. Sorry, it has nothing to do with my political affiliation.
He's saying you're protecting him.
I'm carrying his water. Lance,
and then Father Sean, somebody's saying that they're excited to have you participate. This is Kevin in Utica in the Relay for Life, Delta Lake, Saturday, June 8th.
That's right. That's coming up. It's in my calendar, and I'm looking forward to it.
Father Sean should have a God is my co-pilot bumper sticker. That would take care of you.
That's right.
All right, Father Sean, say hi to Ryan Nobles from NBC.
BC. That's right, Ryan. I saw you on the air the other day when I was visiting my parents. You're looking good, and you're doing well.
Father, great to hear from you, my friend. It's been a long time since we were in your old-fashioned snowmobile up there in Old Forge.
That's right.
Those are good times. I don't forget that.
They certainly were. Ryan, are you still overseas?
I am. I'm live right now talking to you from Taipei, Taiwan.
Wow.
In the midst of about a 24-hour workday for me because everything happens here on a 12-hour time difference. So we are collecting everything during the day and then being live on TV at night. So it's a bit of a grind, but it's been a great opportunity, and I've learned a lot about what's going on in this region. So
what in a not because this region is being watched very carefully right now. What's your greatest takeaway from all of this, Ryan?
Well, the biggest thing I think probably that would be instructive for your listeners this morning that they probably don't realize is that Taiwan produces 90% of the world's advanced semiconductors. So basically, anything that you use that is electronic, is connected to the internet, has any sort of computer system attached to it, has a component in it that was likely produced in Taiwan. They are far and away the leaders in the semiconductor industry. And I know, where you guys live, that they have tried desperately to build these chip plants and have just been unsuccessful because the industry is so difficult to tackle. Well, Taiwan owns this industry. And if there were to be some sort of an attack by China and they get a little bit more aggressive every day, it would stand to completely shut down the semiconductor industry and that part of the economy. And one of the members of Congress that were on the trip with Mike McCall, who's the chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, told me that if China were to attack, it would shut down the world's economy as badly as COVID did, and it would do it a lot quicker,
Wow.
and it would be a lot harder to recover from.
Whoa.
So that's why there's an American interest here in Taiwan, even though it's 8,000 miles away, because we use these products every single day, and they're the only ones that make them, basically.
Isn't it interesting the tiptoeing going on between governments? Like even the things that are said. If you remember when Nancy Pelosi went over there and made her comments,
Right.
it had not a rip. Those were big waves that were created from that. So it's right down to the conversation and the words that are used. It's really incredible.
Well, it is. And part of the reason for that is because when you're on this island, which I am now, I'm only about 100 miles away from mainland China, where I'm standing in Taipei, this is a vibrant democracy. This is a place where people can protest in the streets. They can whine and complain about their leaders. They also vote and pick who represents them in their legislature, who represents them in the presidential palace. 100 miles away from here, the people that live there don't have any of those rights.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of scares Xi Jinping the most. And that's why he wants to unify this island back with the rest of mainland China so he can have that authority over it. And the American government obviously has a vested interest in allowing that democracy to continue. But that delicate balance you're talking about is so important, Bill, because the United States operates under what they call the one China policy, which is basically that Taiwan is not recognized as an independent nation, but it has the ability to self-govern. And, most of the people you talk to here, they're not looking for outright independence. They just want this place to stay the way it is.
Yeah.
And right now, that's something that Xi Jinping is trying to erode and carefully chip away at. But these people are pretty resilient. They're very proud of what they've built here. And it's something that America is at least trying to provide a little bit of cover for them and a little bit of backup for.
And finally, I assume you'll be on the news tonight. What's your topic today?
So we're digging into the semiconductor industry. There's the impact that it's going to have globally if it were impacted. We've been following the House members for the past couple of days. A group of senators showed up today, so we've talked to a lot of them. We spent the day with the House members at the legislature, and we had, Bill, a 7-course lunch with the Speaker of the Legislative Yuan here in Taipei. I know you're quite the foodie, so I could see you enjoying that. They just kept bringing us food.
I'm assuming some of it you didn't know you were eating, but I'm okay with that. I love that stuff. So, yeah.
You like that? They congealed duck blood is also very popular here.
Delish, just delicious. All right, Ryan. We look forward to getting you back here, and we'll watch you tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You do the same. Ryan Nobles from NBC, and that's incredible, right?
Oh yeah.
And Ryan's, if we can, we both know Ryan, and we've known him for a long time. It's amazing to see where his career has gone.
Hey, he's a very good man.
Pretty cool. All right, Father, I'm going overtime for you.
That's all right.
It's making Andrew a little stressed.
If the chips stop working because the Chinese invade Taiwan, that old snowmobile Ryan was on will have to come back out of
That's right.
out of the
You have to pull that.
No chips in that.
Just think about our vehicles. Just think about what that would do.
Would stop
everything.
Yep.
And it's really
Right in the
just
middle of the street.
It is incredible. Well, Father, please do it again. Come back again real soon.
Yes, at your invitation.
You're always invited. Thank you.
Yep, God bless.
And by the way, Mass this weekend, a little plug.
Oh, yeah. We'll see what we can do.
Okay. All right. Don't watch on TV. Get out there. All right. Gotta go. We're back tomorrow morning.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. A Town Square media station.
How quickly will they reach a verdict? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is the big question at former President Trump's trial, where in about an hour, the jury will get instructions.
That is where Judge Juan Merchan explains the law to them, what they can use, the guidelines, when they start their deliberations. Those deliberations expected to start later this morning.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court in New York the day after closing arguments.
Prosecutor Joshua Steinglass said the conspiracy to unlawfully influence the 2016 election, you don't need Michael Cohen to prove one bit. The name of the game was concealment. He pointed to two documents that he called the smoking guns in this case that proved Trump's guilt. He said they were Cohen's bank statement and a memo on Trump letterhead, where Trump CFO Alan Weisselberg scribbled the bloated reimbursement numbers to Cohen.
The former president is charged with falsifying records in the reimbursement after Cohen paid Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged affair before the 2016 election. The former president denies that, and his lawyer told the jury there's no crime and that Michael Cohen's the greatest liar of all time. President Biden will go to Philadelphia today, kicking off a black voter outreach initiative as polls show former President Trump gaining support among minorities. A Republican congressman has narrowly beaten back a primary challenge in Texas.
Less than 500 votes